Hey y'all, good morning. We out here on the water, and when I say we, I mean me and this guy right here, Ryan Bort's blue collar fishing. We're fishing together today. And we fishing with Bass Boat Man over here too. Shout out to him, revving up right as we getting going. But we're gonna try to go after some catch, y'all. Been on a good bite down here, catching some big catfish, working in and out of these creeks. So we're out here. I don't know what time it is now. Later than we had wanted to start, because I've had all kinds of technical difficulties, y'all. This camera, we with my old camera today. No fancy microphones, because we can't get it to work. We said hell with it. So we're gonna get some baits on though. We may not get a camera to work, but we're gonna get some fish to work for us though, folks. So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna drop a skipjack head and a skipjack chunk down. Ryan over here was kind enough to hook me up with some bait today. It's the nicest thing he's ever done for me.
Don't get used to it.
I hope y'all can hear him today. You may have to turn up your volume a bit. Again, we're having all kinds of microphone. I brought the fancy pants microphones to be able to put one on me and one on him, and we can get one or the other to work, but I can't get both of them to work at the same time. So I've had to bust out the old camera, and well, it just is what it is, folks. Welcome to 2024 technology. It's great when it works, and boy, when it don't, it can leave you frustrated. But we're gonna persevere through it, and if we start catching fish, we won't even think about this crap. So first bait going down is this head, and I'm gonna drop it down here. The water, since I fished out here on my last trip, has come up probably a foot or so. So a little bit deeper today, but there's that skipjack head, Carolina rig, stinger fly under it. Regular viewers have seen this rig a million times. If you're new to my channel though, this is what I like to fish with when I'm suspended. Ryan, what rigs you running over there?
I've got basically Carolina rigs on 3 of them to suspend, but the sinker is fixed not on a slider like what you do.
Okay.
And then I've got 2 of my dragging rigs. I'm going to cast one of them out this direction.
Okay.
More baits is more bites, so I can beat you today.
Ryan, we ain't in no tournament today, but you know, Ryan, he's got to try to one-up me every chance he gets. He needs all them extra rods to beat my 2 here. This set up for me here, y'all. This is same exact rig, just with a chunk instead of the head. And we're gonna send it down there to the bottom. Looks like 46 feet, so this thing will be down there about 43 feet. Wind's blowing out of this creek here behind us, which I'll give you the rundown here of kind of where we're set up at here in just a second. We marked, when we were getting set up, we marked a bunch of fish on this ledge right here, so I think it's going to be a pretty active, I hope anyway, it's going to be an active morning. If you're seeing this, something went right for us. We clearly got on some fish, or else you wouldn't be seeing no skunk video, especially one of these raw and uncut, unedited videos, because I'm gonna fish till about lunchtime today, and so we just gonna leave this camera going the whole time. So we're going raw and uncut today, me and Ryan out here. I'd hope for y'all to be able to hear me making fun of him all day long, but you know, technical difficulties and all. Let me show you here on the graph where we kind of, how we're set up here, if you will. We're on the edge right here, and I'm a little bit further. The wind, I've anchored here, and the wind has kind of slid me, pushed me out a little bit, but I want to be on the edge right here in front of this old creek that comes in, which is this area here behind us. There's an old creek channel, and once they flooded this, of course, everything, water raised, and the creek got bigger and whatnot, but there's a lot of bait back in there. Obviously, I haven't been back in there catching bait, but I've seen, last week I saw bass fishermen, crappie fishermen and stuff, and they would catch fish. So I know there's food source for the cats back up in there. The other thing we got going for us is where we're set up is fish that work up and down here on this ledge. They're going to run into our baits too. So last week I'd come out here I fished all 3 of these creeks. There's this one, there's one right up from here, and one across the channel. I caught fish in all of them, got some big fish. Now, I wanted to come back and hit this particular one more time because I had done so well. This is, of all the 3 of these creeks, this one I done best in. So, regular viewers there, I'd said I was coming back the next day after that last catfish trip, and I did. But we had some rain that morning. It was pouring down rain, and so I waited to come out after the rain had passed. I didn't get set up till about 12:30ish or so that day, which is typically I had already been out here by then at that point earlier in my previous trips. And I come down here then, and I didn't do worth a diddly doo-doo, man. Just a few small fish, nothing of any quality, not many bites. So I don't know if it was the rain, you know, whatever little front we had kind of shut them down, or if it was just time of day, because when I had my success there previously in the week, the bite had been kind of like a 8:30 to 10:30, 11 o'clock where I was getting the bulk of my fish and getting the better quality fish. So me and Ryan, we're out here this morning. I'm trying to fish that time period to see if that bite is still going on. He had come down last night to load up on skipjack for a tournament upcoming this week, and he spent the night, and so we're gonna fish out here this morning and see what happens, put in a few hours. So anyway, y'all, we set up here. Well, I'm already hit right here. I got one nipping on that bait right there.
That's your professional diver down there.
I got him down there tugging on that line. Yep. I guess he just wanted a little nip.
No, he seen my baits go down. He wanted them more than yours.
Ryan got us some fresh bait, buddy. I appreciate him because he helped me out there yesterday. He got us bait today, so I was able to go get my trailer fixed yesterday evening. My friend Mark Naraki, his son Ace, they own Deuce's Wild Fishing Charters, but Ace is a welder, and he welded my trailer that I had busted backing off a lousy concrete boat ramp when the water was down. I dropped straight off and cracked my frame, so he welded me back up and got me in shape there. If you need a welder in the Lenoir City, Tennessee area, Ace Naraki, hit him up, buddy.
Make sure you don't get this.
What'd you do over there, Ryan? You lucky I'm filming into the sun.
Professional home run.
You gonna beat me and you can't even cast your lines?
Well, it's a bait caster. I ain't got used to it.
Lord Almighty. You lucky I'm looking right into the sun right here right now. When that sun gets at a higher angle, they're gonna see you a lot better. They're gonna have to see me get a fish here in a minute. He's gonna hook up here in a second. He's hit that bait twice now. I'm about to bust out my shades, y'all. It's gonna be a sunny day. I'm gonna have to get my dang buff out here too if I can find it. I'm all out of sorts today, y'all. I have a routine of how I set up and do things, and our fancy pants microphone malfunction this morning has thrown me off my game, so y'all have to bear with me. But at some point here soon, we're gonna get on to catching fish, and we're gonna get on to talking smack to Ryan all the way down here from Kentucky. He can't catch a fish up there where he's from, so they come down here, take all our skipjack, take them back home to sell. Typical bait dealer over there.
To pay for my trips to come down here and catch fish.
Damn commercial fishermen and all.
No, we won't go that far.
Well, that's what it is. If you selling bait, you commercial fishing. I don't make the rules, buddy. That's what it's called. It's killing Ryan to do this, y'all. He does not like anchoring, suspending baits. He hates it. He'd rather be dragging in these creeks, pulling his planer boards, fishing 10 rods, looking ridiculous as hell. That right there. That right there, folks. That's what he'd rather be doing. Well, we got 1, 2, 3.
4 of them's out.
Right in a row right there too. There's a big, I never could remember, MLF or BAS. There's some $100,000 tournament Ryan had sent me a link to for these bass fishermen this coming weekend. So I'm fishing down here today, and the rest of the week they can have it because I know they're going to be out here practicing. But I wanted to come back down here and hit it one more time. I done so good last week. So many fish and some good quality fish. I just wanted to hit it again, you know. It's hard to leave a good bite. Especially because I know when the first video comes out of me catching big fish, there'll be other people down here sitting on these spots, so I'll have to move on. Yeah, it's all them professionals right there. They got the logos on the side of their boats. That fish is just chewing that bait up right there, man. Y'all holler down there at that fish and tell him to leave the hell alone.
It cost me $20 for that fish to make them baits off for me.
$20 American or Canadian?
Ain't it the same?
I don't know. I think it's a difference. Them Canadian quarters don't work in the Coke machines no more.
Well, you have to have a credit card.
Yeah, you got to have a credit card to get a can of Coke anymore, and it'll cost you $1.50 if you do. There's a bald eagle over there. Y'all see this other rod behind me here today. It's a carp rod. I filmed a carp video yesterday and forgot to get a thumbnail, so I got to do that before I leave today. Professional YouTuber, can't get a microphone to work and can't remember to take a thumbnail before I leave the water. Ryan wants to bet if he's going to catch more fish than me today, but I bet me and him both will catch more fish than that fella in there because he ain't got no stickers on the side of his boat.
Yeah, you can't catch bass without logos.
You got to have logos, or you just driving around, I reckon.
Notice he's going the other way from the professionals.
Yep.
He don't really know what he's doing.
That's how you know, folks. They got no stickers and they go in the opposite way of the pros.
Don't slow them down none, though.
No, they can still go 70 miles an hour regardless. Did you see that video of I done forgot his name now, but he had made he's one of the professional bass fishermen, and he was doing a YouTube video a few months ago about how he was surprised that the companies wasn't just showering him with money because he was a professional bass fisherman. Like he couldn't get any sponsor money or nothing, and he was shocked about that. Did you see that video, Ryan?
I don't think I seen that one.
Yeah, he was just blown away. And it's like these guys, they think they make a professional bass tour that they all of a sudden company's just gonna make it rain like a dollar bills in a strip club or something. And I had never heard of the guy, so I mean, like and I don't know many of these bass fishermen anyway, but like
I follow the Elite Series some just because I like Ben Milliken and some of those guys that fish it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But Ben actually took all the wraps off his boat.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he's part owner in 6 Cents Fishing.
Oh, okay.
So that's his only sponsor. He's doing it all on his own and with 6 Cents.
Well, he's doing so good on YouTube. He don't really need it anyway.
He's one of the bigger fishermen on YouTube, period, I believe.
Yeah. But these guys are just, I mean, there's like 150 of them on that tour, ain't they?
Buddy, I think it's 150 and they fish for 3 days, and on the 3rd day you have to be in the top 10.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he was surprised that he didn't have all these sponsors just throwing money at him. I'm like, if you ain't big on social media these days, you ain't got no value to these companies. Just being a professional, whoop-de-doo. I mean, you gotta be able to sell product. And I don't think these guys that just being professionals can sell anything.
It's not enough to just catch fish. You gotta catch fish and be entertaining.
Yeah. In the old days, I guess the the bass fishermen that was on the pro tours and stuff, if they just did well catching fish, then they could sell stuff, because the only media coverage was magazines. And so if they did well in tournament, a magazine, bass magazine, whatever, would write an article about the lures they used and all that. And so they could move product. There were of value to companies. But nowadays, nobody reads magazines and nobody really follows. I mean, you can look at the view counts on these live weigh-ins and stuff. Nobody's watching. So if they don't have their own social media, they really can't move product. If you can't move product, well, surprise, companies don't want to cut you a check. So I was surprised that he was surprised that he wasn't making nothing.
But you know, at the end of the day, if a company's going to pick an event to sponsor, a person to sponsor, they can sponsor somebody that's going to be fishing and have X amount of followers because they only follow bass fishing, or they can sponsor football.
Yeah.
Like, you know, professional football, which has got billions of followers on all platforms.
Yeah.
And they cover twice as many people for the same amount of money. So
well, I don't know if it's you can get a professional fisherman a lot cheaper than you can get a commercial on an NFL game.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, how many millions did it cost for a 30-second spot on a Super Bowl commercial last year?
No.
Golly bum. I mean, I was talking about that in one of these recent Ultralight videos, Ryan, how ridiculous society is now. Like, you know, you take a job that's needed in society. Doctors, nurses, construction workers, truck drivers, you know, professions that keep society going. They don't make crap. But you take some influencer, some little girl on TikTok shaking her hind end to a dance song. She, you know, no education, no real value to society other than just, you know, entertainment. And you can make so much more money. It's just ridiculous. And it's fine for now. And I can't really talk. I mean, hell, I'm taking advantage of the same system doing this YouTube, but you know, it's fine for now because the previous generation are filling at least some of those jobs that are important. But when the next generation comes up, these kids today that 20 years ago wanted to be doctors and lawyers and firemen and police officers, all those kids today want to be YouTubers and TikTokers. So when 20 years from now, 30 years from now, when we're elderly and they're adults and nobody's went into the medical field or, you know, the trade skill worker jobs, we're screwed as a society. Everybody will be able to shake their ass, but nobody's going to be able to get a house built or food delivered or medical care.
Nobody's going to know how to do any of that.
No. And I can't fault these kids for not wanting to go to college and take on a ton of debt or go to a trade school where they're going to have to work hard for a living when they can make far more money just doing something they love, a hobby, and just filming it and monetizing it. You can't fault them for it, but it's just a problem in society as a whole. I feel like we're going to pay for it down the line. Life is good right now, but if we live long enough to see it, we're going to see the turn.
I've got your dink over here.
I'm good. I'm glad he left me alone. He's still on. He's got a friend. He's still after mine too. Y'all tell Ryan to conjure us up some fish. I've been catching them out here. He shows up and we stop.
I'm gonna throw one of them planer boards on for a floater here in a minute.
Just so you can say he caught one on a planer board today.
That makes them bite. They know that planer board's on that line.
Ryan, it's all about them planer boards, y'all. I'd just rather not catch fish. If I can do this right here. You already got one? Is he hooked up? What'd you do? Put on about a 3/0 size hook?
Do what?
Did you put on about a 3/0 size hook just so you can catch a small one?
Oh, that one pulled drag for a second.
Oh, you're lying.
And now he's just gonna come up. He made me think he was gonna be big.
Well, it ain't hard to fool you. That's what I've been told. At least we're gonna see a fish on video here, y'all. You looking right into the sun right now, though. That sun's at a bad angle to be filming that direction. Keep in mind, Ryan, I can't zoom on this camera here, so you're gonna have to catch some big ones for anybody to see it.
This one ain't no dink.
He ain't? No, he ain't. When you're done with him, send him my way so I reel him in again here. He's letting him splash around there at the surface just to be dramatic. Really? I'll be doggone. I didn't think it was that big watching you reel him in. Ah, hell, you brought your measuring board and everything.
Yeah.
Well, you in that other tournament, I guess. All right, y'all. Ryan's already showing me up over there.
I won't get anybody back again.
That's just like a damn Kentucky fisherman, you know. They'll set up right upstream from you and cut off any scent trail you got going there. I'm gonna make up any excuse I can to if you'd set it below me, I'd say you's cutting off my scent trail that way, Ryan. I'm gonna come up with anything, any excuse at all to make sure that you don't beat me today, or we get an asterisk put next to it if you do. Now you got to use a net to land the thing. You look ridiculous right now.
Well, that's okay.
Because you got a fish.
I got a fish.
Yeah, that's a nice fish right there. I think you got the big eye. I don't know if he's going 40 inches. I'll be curious on this one. I think he's tried to lie to us over there, folks. You know how fishermen are, they exaggerate. It's okay, right? I've told some women the wrong length in a few times in my life too. I might have over exaggerated a bit too.
We're fishing. We're allowed to over exaggerate size.
Yeah, there you go.
I've got to come up with a better system on all this.
You need less stuff, that's what it looks like. You couldn't fit another anything in that kayak. It's full.
I still got a little spot there in the back.
All right, let's see what you got here, Ryan. I'm gonna say 37.
38.
That's close. You know, if this was Price is Right, I'd have won that because it was closest without going over.
This ain't the Price is Right there, Bob Barker.
Well, those were better times, folks, when Bob Barker was on the Price is Right.
What do you do if it's 38 and a half?
I'm still closest without going over. I don't think you understand how Bob Barker works. Been a while since they must not have got CBS up there in Kentucky. You had to go out there and turn your antenna on your house the other direction to get CBS.
That's all right, because when Bob Barker was on TV, that's the only way you got it.
Hey, I remember as a kid having to go out there and turn the antenna and stuff to get a better picture on the TV set. I remember them days.
You know what I did? I didn't even turn my GoPro on.
Oh, hell. Y'all, Ryan over here is trying to be a professional YouTuber. He's quit his job to be a YouTuber, but he ain't got his YouTube channel monetized right now, and he don't have a computer currently. You kind of in a bad spot, right? It's like saying, I'm gonna go be a carpenter, but I ain't got no saw.
You can chew it into if you have to.
You heard the term starving artist?
Yeah, that's.
I got a feeling you're gonna be starving. Unless you want to start eating skipjack, you're gonna be starving before long.
Well, that's part of selling them. Turn them into cheeseburgers.
Oh Lord, that'd turn a person away from cheeseburgers.
There is people that eat them, believe it or not.
I've seen them back home, but they get down there below the dams and they'll eat them things. Some of them people that cross over the border there to come up here. And,
I was thinking I just opened you up to something to get some hate comments.
well, I mean, I mean, I'm just speaking the facts. Like, they'll come up here, they keep everything they catch. And I am gonna get myself canceled saying something like that, but it's the truth. You go down there below the dam, man, they'll keep literally everything they catch.
No matter the
Size, species, it's on a stringer. We ain't got no game wardens, but even if we did, you know, what are you gonna do to them? There ain't no punishment for them. I'm gonna get canceled, Ryan. I'm gonna make some comment like that, and it's gonna get spun around on me. True or not, it's gonna get spun around on me, and I'm gonna get dinged. I can't believe I can't get them microphones working.
And you was trying to sell me some of them.
Those work. This is a new one I brought. Yeah, the old ones actually function like they're supposed to, but I got the newest one that I can connect wirelessly through Bluetooth, and it works great. But heaven forbid you want to use both of them, you got to plug the adapter thing in, and then even then you can only get one or the other to work. All right, Ryan, you got your fish over there. It's my turn now.
It's your turn. You can catch a small one now. That little one's probably got that bait chewed off enough to hook up.
I am going to switch out that bait here in a minute. I'm going to at least reel it up and take a look at it, because it got hit 2 or 3 times. Oh, heck, he's on there, Ryan. No, he ain't. He's gone that. No? Hey, maybe it's a really small one on the fly or something.
He's on there.
He is. It's a tiny one on the dang fly. I've been sitting here with the fish on, didn't even know. That don't count as my turn, by the way. This don't count. The smallest fish in Chickamauga Reservoir here, folks. I just got him.
You robbed the nursery, bud.
He's just been sitting down there hanging out, waiting for his camera time.
That fish was well worth that 20 bucks.
He's too stupid to get the hook in his mouth. He got it up under the jaw too. There you go, folks. Let me bring him closer there. Maybe I can make him look bigger. Ain't much I can do with that one. That fish right there, though, as small as he was, he's lucky he didn't get caught below the dam, or else he'd have went home on a stringer. We got that bait reset. I really thought, though, when we saw all them fish hanging out on this ledge, I thought we was going to get bit as soon as we dropped them down. Which it ain't been too long, I don't guess. Let me see when I...
We got here, what, 8 o'clock?
Well, it's been 29 minutes so far. So...
With 2 fish in 29 minutes.
That's pretty good, yeah. I don't know where my phone's at. Let's see what time it actually is. We spent a lot of time. Well, it's only 8:18.
That's what I said, yeah.
Yeah, we got set up earlier than what I thought.
You said 9 o'clock, that'd start biting.
Yeah, 8:30, 10:30 is when it's kind of been it seems like a window they're feeding in lately, so may not even really be getting going yet. Yeah, I didn't realize it was that early still. I think I lost my trailer keys over there at the boat ramp too.
Oh, to lock it to your car?
Yeah. I dropped my key. I went to empty my pockets to put them in my hatch here, and I dropped my keys in the water. And I don't have my trailer keys now. It was all muddy there where I'd put the kayak in, so I'm gonna look for them when I get back. But if they ain't there, then I didn't bring them.
I pulled a good one yesterday up at the dam. I'll do the same thing. I hide my keys somewhere because I'm afraid I'll get out here and drop them in the water and me 4 hours from home and not be able to get in the van. So I hide mine around the boat ramp there somewhere.
You hide them?
I hide them. Don't bring them with me. I hide them. Well,
oh, hell.
when I went and emptied this cooler into my big cooler up there yesterday, I left them laying on the bumper of the van and shut the hatch. Well, I didn't even realize I had done it. I was just in a hurry to go get me another cooler full of skipjack, you know, commercial fisherman mentality.
Yeah.
And I get back and I'm like, oh, where's my keys? And then I'm like, well, maybe I put them back in the hiding spot. So I go to get them, they're not there. I look down on the bumper of the van and they're laying there. I'd closed them up in the hatch. And the key, the actual key, was sticking out enough to where I could get a hold of the key ring and thread it off of there and open the door.
My gosh. Ryan drives a soccer mom van, y'all, so the chances of somebody stealing that thing is slim to none anyway.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about them stealing it.
Especially when they open it up and they see his homeless camp in the back of it there.
I ain't got that in there right now. I had to take it out to make more room for coolers.
Oh, heck. But you normally will take your keys and hide them somewhere around the ramp.
A vehicle or under a rock there around the launch or something. I've dropped them in the water before. So.
And instead of just putting them in your life jacket or in your kayak, you're like.
I lost them I lost them in the water out of my life jacket. I unzipped my pocket and got my phone out, and whoop, there went my keys.
So now you'd rather take your chances hiding them under a rock.
Well, like you said, who's going to steal a soccer mom van?
We should play a game in the future. I'll tell my audience. Oh, there he goes. He's got him another one. Ryan over here showing me up.
It's gonna be like that last one. Listening to you talk over there and make up games for us to play.
I think we're going to make a fun game here for my audience.
Oh, yeah. That's yours, little bigger brother there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm going to just assume these fish are moving downstream if they're getting to your baits before they're getting to mine. That's what I'm going to assume.
I got one casted up on that ledge over there.
Or you gave me some lousy bait.
I left that in the sun all day.
You left it in the sun and pissed all over it, probably.
Now, if I'd done that, they'd be on fire.
You did.
That's what I forgot.
Yeah, Ryan, here's the fun game I'm thinking of. Future tournaments, we'll announce where you're going to be at. And so you'll be on the water 8 hours in tournament, and I'll tell my audience, and their goal will be to find where you hid your keys. Like an Easter egg hunt. One of them geocaching things. Yeah. We'll give them clues, and they'll see if they can find your keys, and if they do, they won't be there when you get back, and you won't make it to check-in. You'll get disqualified, and I'll move up one spot. This is a great idea.
For you.
I think this will be the most fun game we've ever created.
I believe me if we both know I'd have Uber or
Well, good luck getting an Uber in some of these places we've been to.
You know, you made fun of me on that boat ramp up there that you launched at this morning last week.
I did.
And then this week, you wanted to use it.
Well, you see what kayak I'm using it in too. I ain't dropping the Hobie off there. I'd have to go back to Ace and the Rocky, have my trailer welded again.
Which he probably wouldn't mind.
Well, I'm sure he wouldn't. Well, I'm glad the water's coming back up just so we can use these ramps again.
Do you think you can use that one if the water's higher?
I doubt it.
I don't think so either, because that drop-off's pretty high.
Yeah, and it's right there at the top too. But truth be told, after today, I probably won't fish this area again for months. Because I got a feeling my first video from this area comes out tonight. And I got a feeling there'll be a bunch of people. It won't be worth risking coming down here and people being sitting on here and me not getting to fish or something.
Well, no, you did a video right down there.
Yeah, but...
Well, there wasn't no real big fish in it, I don't guess.
Yeah, it seemed like the better quality was down here at these creeks. I mean, I'm sure there's big fish up there periodically, but...
The best day fishing in my life was right over there in that creek. I mean, hands down, that evening when I said, oh, I don't want this for a tournament spot, and I went over there and just smoked them. And still didn't want it for a tournament spot.
So it paid off in the end.
Well, no, I went.
Yeah, go ahead and tell them where you went there, Ryan.
I went that way. Well, you were that way too.
Well, I was farther that way. Way farther that way.
Not far enough, apparently.
Yeah, not far enough.
Still with that second place, holding my arm up.
I know.
I'm framing that picture, putting it in my trophy case.
Yeah, it'll be Ryan's life accomplishment right there, me raising his arm in victory.
Yeah, the beating you wasn't a big deal, but getting that arm raised.
Yeah, that's like a football coach getting a statue in front of the stadium right there. It's memorialized.
I think at this point, I didn't get that fish on video either. I'm just wearing a GoPro to say I'm a YouTuber.
It's hard to make videos when you don't film. That's kind of step number one. Step number two is getting some audio, which I apparently can't do that.
I'll just worry about clicking the button to get it on video for now, and then I'll move up into the big leagues.
Yep.
Well, them striper was blowing up all in that flat over by that old dam on my way up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Did you throw out anything for them at all?
No. I had plenty of bait.
Yeah. That's why I was wondering if you had tried it.
You know, I like striper and hybrid and white bass for bait. You put one piece on there and catch 100 fish.
It's tough, yeah. It's a tough bait. If they biting it.
If they're biting it, yeah. We got on the flatheads up at the Ohio River one day, and I think 2 hybrids lasted 4 of us all night that night. I mean, it was...
I seem to do better with it in the summer months when it's real hot. It seems to be when I do my best with baits like that.
That's when I like carp and crappie.
See, I do my best fishing with the the crappie in the winter, early spring.
Well, you're down here where they have other baits to eat, like skipjack, and see up where I'm at, we don't have skipjack, so I don't know. I think they'll eat anything you put in front of them any time of year.
Yeah, if they're hungry, you got an easy meal. You done any more playing around with your live scope for catfish?
Yeah, I played with it some, I think it's more of a distraction to me and keeps me from actually fishing than anything. Now I used it on tournament day. I come out of that creek and come through there and used it to look around and see if my fish were still there, and then went back and dragged over them, you know. And it worked out then. So I think it's more of a, in a lake, it's more of a scouting tool to see what's actually there before you fish an area. But now in the river, when you've got a current and you got fish kind of zoomed in and hold up behind structure or something that you can see, you can kind of put a bait down to them that way. But out here, I think these fish are just kind of roaming up and down these ledges and flats, and they're not going to stay still long enough for you to snipe them like what I wanted to do. Unless you're doing like you did with the casted flies.
Yeah, but even still, like, I'm just not seeing a lot of them up to do it outside of the winter months. And even this past winter, I didn't see as many as the previous year. I didn't spend as much time trying this past winter, but
I didn't spend as much time fishing this past winter as I normally do.
Well, it was colder here this year than it was in recent years. The live scope thing with me, it's one of them things, like if I'm on a good bite and I'm doing it, I'm having fun. But if I'm going out and really having to like look for fish, and I just get bored with it. Like if I go around 20 minutes and I ain't even got something to throw at, as we get head bait hit over here. Little dink over there messing with it. But if I'm just going around looking at that screen, I get bored quick.
On tournaments, I do a lot of that. I've spent 8 hours just riding around looking at that screen.
Oh gosh, I just can't. I ain't got it in me.
But that's the difference in winning a points race national title and taking second.
Well, I'd rather just take second, spend my time actually fishing instead of riding around looking at the screen, and end up doing better than the person who wins because I got a bunch of content.
Well,
who wins in the end?
I can't argue with that lot.
You enjoy that trophy, buddy. I'll go buy me a trophy.
A whole fistful of trophies. I kind of thought my casted outline might get hit over there where I threw them more up on that ledge.
Well, it's still early. We'll see.
So far, you need 3 more rods.
Apparently, I'm gonna need about 10 to catch up with you today. I gotta overcome now.
I told you, more baits is more bites.
Oh hell! I told you if I can't catch them with 2, I ain't gonna catch them with 8.
Stickers on that one over there?
I can't tell. He needs them if he don't, though.
He's fast enough for stickers.
He ought to at least be pro staff for somebody. He needs to make about 5 Facebook posts a day hashtagging somebody. He'll get him a pro staff sticker. I'm gonna piss everybody off today, Ryan.
Sometimes I wake up and say that too.
The people who support our open borders and all the wannabe professional pro staff bass fishermen.
Chris asked one of them guys up there that was fishing that tournament that launched out on you at tournament day. On our tournament, them boats that come through, he seen one of them up there and asked him if he was doing any good. The guy said, yeah, we got a couple, and pulled them out and showed them to him. And Chris said, can I have them? That guy said, no, we put ours back. He said, well, man, I'm about out of bait. You'll be happy to know I didn't wear the socks with my Crocs today.
You didn't. Your feet's gonna have all weird tan lines.
Yeah. Well, I put sunscreen on them. I did learn that lesson.
Well, I hope you learned after that lap. Boy, you looked rough last week. If I liked you, I'd have felt bad for you.
I've got the chiggers on top of that sunburn itching now.
You do?
Yeah, I went out chasing white bass and got eat up.
Oh, heck.
That bank fishing just ain't for me.
No. I like it in the winter when the water's down, but I ain't dealing with no snakes or nothing.
I can handle the snakes better than I can the ticks. At least you can see the snakes.
Yeah. That was a couple years ago. I woke up one morning and I went to pee, as a person often does first thing in the morning. And you know how it is, you wake, takes a little minute to kind of wake up and see right. I'm like, what is that on my, you know what? And I had a dang tick right on the head of little Justin there. You know, that woke me up real fast. And to pull that thing off, I'm like, of all places for that tick to get me, buddy. Yeah, it happened.
And then for 2 days you walk around itching.
Yeah, I'm like, boy, I hope that's the one of all places you don't want getting infected. That one's the one, buddy.
So I was telling you about that discharge where I caught them skipjack up at the other power plant.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder where that discharge is at.
I don't know. I bet there's one over there somewhere near it, though. I just think, you know, historically, I ain't spent no time down here because I just don't. If I always felt like if I was driving this far to come fish Chickamauga, I might as well drive a little farther and fish Nickajack.
Another 20 minutes and hit Nickajack.
Yeah. Easier fishing and good fishing there.
Have you got your spots picked out for our tournament down there yet?
No, I ain't even started really I ain't, you know, ideally I'd like to go there where I've caught them big fish before, but it'll be covered up, so I'm gonna have to go somewhere else.
That's kind of what I was thinking. The area I fished last year, you've done videos there and caught big fish. I got Daniel on video there catching a monster. And I won last year's tournament there, so
yep,
that spot's busted.
Yep. Yeah, I need to get down there and just piddle around. That's probably what I'll do on these little road trips here. I'll probably try to get down there a couple times maybe before a tournament.
I'll be back down here on the 12th for that gathering, and me and the wife's gonna camp down here at Skull Island. And
Oh, that was a nice little thump. I bet it's a small one though. He's hit that bait and come up with it right there, Ryan.
mine went towards you.
He's going. Looks like he's gonna come up under the kayak this way. I'm just gonna crank down on him so I can pull that bait out of his mouth. There it goes. Now I'm gonna switch that bait out. It's been hit so many dang times.
Still don't look bad.
It don't, but they've knocked the juices out of it there. I'll give them that one. We'll feed the hungry children down there. Maybe they'll leave it alone.
You're just chumming in all them ones like that you caught.
Well, I got you up there right above me chumming them in. How long you camping for on that trip? The full 2 weeks you gonna be here? You camping?
12 days or something.
Who the hell wants to sleep outside for 12 days?
My wife. But she's a really good campfire cook, so
I don't care.
be able to enjoy some of that.
I don't care how good a cook you are. I ain't sleeping outside for 12 days. I'm too.
Not too bad. We're more like what they call it, glampers. We got the air mattresses and fans. And
Well,
she's got me bringing the Blackstone down.
if it's 90 degrees, I don't care if you got an air mattress or what. 90 degrees and humid as all get out, mosquitoes everywhere.
Well, at night it won't be that bad, and during the day I'll be out here fishing. So
well, my hind end will be driving home and sleeping in my own bed or in a hotel somewhere. I just can't do all that. I just can't. I ain't never been able to get into that camping.
knowing good well Daphne the dog would just love to get over there and roam around the campground for a whole week.
Well, Daphne the dog's in big trouble right now, because yesterday, I'd went out there carp fishing yesterday morning. I went home and I let her out and I played with her a little while, run her around on the bicycle, and then I had to leave her again, go get my trailer fixed, right? And so I could see it in her face when I left. I could tell she was mad at me, because her facial, like, she lets you know when she's pissed. Now, I knew she was going to do something to act out. I just knew it, but I didn't want to put her in her crate because you
can't punish her before she does it.
I can't punish her before she does it, and I'm trying to just let her have her freedom there, because she's been good lately overall. But I just had a feeling she was going to do something. Now, I got back last night, and I was gone a little longer than I expected, because I sat there and talked a while. But I walk in, and I'm like, okay, she's been good, and she come to me all excited and everything, which normally if she's done something bad, she don't come to me, you know, because she knows what she's done. But I thought we're good, and I end up praising her, how good she'd been. We went outside, played a little bit before it got dark. I come back in, I'll be damned if there wasn't a big pile of piss right there, a big puddle right there in the living room, right in the middle. I was like, you dog, you. I said a bunch of words, and so she's on my doo-doo list again right now. I knew she'd act out.
I don't know which one it was.
It was the one on your right.
Was it?
Mm-hmm. You better get some action soon, Ryan. We're a long ways into this video and you ain't got but 2 fish.
Well, you ain't got but 1, so.
This video's about you, it ain't even about me.
Oh, no, you're the superstar. I'm just out here learning.
Well, you better hope I get some then, or this video won't see the light of day. He's laughing, folks. He thought I was lying. He thought I was joking. The wind may wreck this video anyway.
Now that's a good possibility.
Well, I got thumped over here too.
These fish here, they don't got no alarm clock.
They apparently don't. They sleeping in today. I think he's got that head bait and just slowly swimming with it, but I don't know that he's got it enough to get the hook too. He's definitely swam out that way. I'd like for him to get that hook. He's headed south, buddy. He's headed back down river. Let's fix the camera here. Let's see if we can pick up on him and actually reel him in. It was a situation where he bit, and I don't think he really had he didn't hit it super hard. I don't know if he's got the hook or not, but boy, he's pulling. He's clamped down on that bait if he ain't got the hook. Hopefully he just engulfed that thing. I'm catching up, Ryan. Oh, heck. We'll hold this one up here and they can see a real fish. This right here is bigger than anything they're going to catch today. I'm pretty sure it's a blue. I felt him roll down there. He's going to be a good fish. Well, I hope so. That's what we need. Between technical difficulties, wind noise on the camera, and me getting myself canceled, we needed to be in the anchor rope. But right here's a pretty good fish. I don't know that he's going to be as big as the one you got over earlier, but he's a good one. I'll give him some front camera time. play him out a little bit here just to tire him down a bit. That's a pretty good fish right there, folks. That's pretty good. That'll make me one step closer to catching up with Ryan here with only half the rods out today. Come here, fish. Let me see if I can get you landed on that old head bait. Come here, fish. I don't need a net, by gosh. I got the original net in my hand. We're gonna get a hold of this fish and then we're gonna drop this bait back down before I hold him up here for y'all to get a look at him there on the camera. That's pretty good right there, Ryan.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 34.
I'm gonna say he's a little bit longer than that, but I can't prove it, so.
He's comparable to the one I caught.
He's pretty good. We'll go ahead, we're gonna drop this right back down here, folks, before we hold this one up. I'm just gonna, that bait's still hooked good and everything. I just wanna get it back down there. Since we're only fishing 2 rods, I wanna make sure we get it back down in case he's got a friend coming through. If I get choked up here. Setting that back down, raise it up. So well, I think these baits about at 43 feet deep down there. We're setting about 46. We're off just a little further off that ledge than I would like. The way the wind pushed me there when I dropped anchor, and then of course the water has come up maybe a foot or so too since the last time I fished down here. So let me get y'all take a picture of this fish for me, would you? Come on, fish, open up. He's clamped down on his mouth. Oh, hey, calm it down, fish. 4 notches, buddy. Indoor behavior here now.
He ain't got no respect.
He ain't got no respect for me. He's upset. He thought he was gonna be on the Ryan Board's Blue Collar Fishing channel.
Well,
And now he's on the wrong one, but little does he know, Ryan don't even turn his camera on when he catches a fish.
I was gonna turn it on. I thought about it right there, and I said, if I ain't recording my fish, I ain't recording his.
Ryan will make sure whether he catches more fish from me or not, when he does his video, he will have caught more than me today. That's pretty good fish though, y'all. That's pretty good. We'll send him out of here. We'll see you, buddy. There you go. There's just a fist pump, buddy. That'll wake me up a little bit. I'll tell you folks, I was tired coming out here this morning. I've been sun up to sundown between the fishing and just yard projects and all that. I'm supposed to storm tomorrow at the house there, and so I think I'm gonna take me a day off and just sleep in and be lazy for a day, not do nothing. But we already got our bait back down there, so we're good. So Brian, we're at like 58 minutes here on my camera, so now we got 2 good fish and what, 2 smaller. Cause mine was like, we got baits bigger than my other. We won't count that, but we got 2 good fish, and your other one there that was larger dink or whatever, medium. So I mean, I feel like we're off to a pretty good start, and it's still kind of earlier here in the, you know, in the morning to where compared to where those fish were being caught last week. You know what I mean? Like it was better the later the morning went on. So feeling pretty optimistic here, folks. You know, my last trip that was filmed on this particular creek on this spot, it was just a dang good day. I mean, you just don't get trips like that often. That was kind of rare, but we're off to a pretty good start here. So
now they're going to you instead of me.
Well, they finally figured out where where the chance of them getting an Instagram follower's at.
Oh, okay.
I try to help these fish out, you know, get them an extra click. What are you doing over there?
Making thumbnails.
Oh.
For a video that I ain't made.
If I'm in your thumbnail, I'm gonna have to charge a fee.
Well, I already paid that fish $20, so you can.
Well, you're more proactive on the thumbnails than I am. I fished there yesterday and completely forgot. I'm like, hell, I'm gonna have to take a carp rod with me today to get a picture. That wind's a little chilly.
Yeah. Yeah, last night it got a little bit rough. That's the first night trip I'd done in a while where I just went out in the dark and fished in the dark like that. And I forgot how sketchy it feels on a kayak with a headlamp when you got pretty decent rollers going out in the middle of the lake.
I can't remember the last time I fished at night, honestly. Since when the YouTube thing got going and I couldn't get anybody to watch night videos, I just kind of got out of fishing at night.
I like it like after spawn's over when it's 70 degrees at night, calm water when you can't see a ripple in it at all. Of course, then I'm mainly napping. I'm not really proactively fishing.
Wake up when the fish hits.
Yeah. I can't believe I've let you talk me into suspend fishing.
I mean, this is miracles never cease.
Don't expect it on a tournament day.
Oh, I mean, it changed your life.
Because Nick and Jack last year, I won it suspended casting baits.
Yep. I know how bad you want to win. You'll do whatever you have to do.
Even leave my planer boards alone. I won't leave them behind. I don't want to feel left out.
Well, this video won't come out until after the Owensboro tournament. So you gonna pull planer boards up there?
No, it's too fast.
Is it? Is it still about a mile and a half?
Yeah. And the section of the Green River up there that we can fish, there's not too much current for it, but that river's just too rough to drag. It's like where you was at last weekend. It's just costs too much money to drag places.
Yeah, lose a lot of tackle in them places.
Oh, Daniel likes it though.
Oh, I'm sure he does, buddy. Orders be booming after a tournament like that. I'm gonna see what the weather. I really don't think I'm going. You about talked me out of it last night when I found out that the boat tournament day 2 was on our tournament day. I'm just, after the rising sun last year, I'm just so disgusted with it. I'm like,
If you don't show up and I go up there and get a win in big fish, that's gonna make that points lead.
well, I mean, I'm gonna be behind in the points lead regardless if I don't go, because you're going, no matter where you finish, you're going to jump ahead. Everybody will. I'll go from first down to 8th or 10th probably.
Until we get our, what is it,
5 tournaments in, yeah. But I mean, when you look at the schedule, like, you know, the schedule comes out and you think, okay, well, I got a chance here, I should do well there. That was one on the schedule where I'm like, you know, I was gonna try to fish it, but I didn't have high expectations that I was gonna do well anyway.
Kind of like Sandusky Bay, you can't bank on that one because there's, I ain't say minimal skill, but
yeah, a little bit more luck involved.
Yeah.
And when it's a place where everybody's going to catch fish, you got to get a little bit lucky.
Or nobody's going to catch fish
Yeah.
in that case.
Yeah. So I don't know, we'll see, but I'm at this point, I'm about 30-40% chance I feel like I'm gonna go. If the weather's perfect, and I don't know.
If the weather's perfect, it ain't too hot, there ain't no bugs.
There ain't no bugs, current slows down some more, I got bait, you know.
A big number of entries where it might be a big prize.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think a lot of people will go to it, just convenience?
Because it's so close to Ohio.
Yeah.
That's where a lot of our crowd comes from, so.
Yeah, yeah, it makes sense.
I think the Ronnies are gonna come. You remember Dave, he said he's coming.
Mm-hmm. McKinley.
Same fish twice.
Yeah.
He's coming.
It's Dave McKinley, wasn't it?
Yeah, he'll be there. I talked to Adam last night. He's 90%. He's coming now. He went the opposite of you. He was 20% coming and 80% staying home last weekend. And then I made a Facebook post, and now he's 90% coming. And
You've inspired him to drive the 14 hours. Yeah, I don't know. You drive that far, you want to go somewhere that you got a chance of catching big fish. And honestly too, I guess maybe because I've driven down here all last week, you know, every day, it was like, I'm kind of tired of driving. I just like to, I'm kind of a homebody anyway, so.
Yeah, I'm definitely like that. If I get home from somewhere, I ain't going back out.
Yeah.
When I get home for the day, I'm not going nowhere till the next day.
Yeah. That's why I'm kind of looking forward to the storms tomorrow. I'm like, I won't have any excuse to leave the house all day. I can completely avoid people, traveling, all that, all day long.
No yard work to do.
No, I'm done my yard work for the time being.
I got the grass cut and the weed whacking done yesterday. She's pretty content with that, so.
Well, by gosh, you tell her if she ain't content with it, she can get out there herself.
Well, she's the breadwinner right now.
Yeah. I guess when you a starving artist, you gotta listen to the boss there at the house. Yeah. Yeah.
She cooks. I can't cook. She cooks everything, so.
Well, you don't find many women that cook anymore.
There's only so many corner market cheeseburgers a man can eat.
Yeah, here's something new I tried the other day. That day that you and I fished out here and then I went carp fishing afterwards, I was hungry and I didn't want my stomach growling the video the whole time. So I stopped at a gas station and they had one of them Hunt Brothers pizza places. And I had a Hunt Brothers slice of pizza. You ever had that before?
Buddy, I've lived on it for 5 years.
Oh gosh. Well, that's why you're 30 and look 56, because you ain't eating gas station pizza. It was the worst pizza I've ever had in my life.
It is not the greatest.
It was like cardboard with burnt fake cheese that's been out there just sitting for a week.
Now, if you get it, and if you'll call and order one and get it fresh, they're a lot better. They're still not good, but they're better.
Well, I'll take your word for it. Next time, I made a decision. Next time, if it's Hunt Brothers Pizza or starving to death, I'll just see you in the next life, because I ain't eating it.
So what you're saying is, if it's Hunt Brothers Pizza or me listening to you growl in a video, it's gonna.
Y'all gonna listen to my stomach growl. Man, it was like $7 or something after tax. I mean, it wasn't cheap. I got another rod over here. I mean, they charge you for the convenience. I'm gonna charge this fish right here for taking hold of that bait. It's another one kind of like the last one. He didn't take it down hard, he just kind of swam with it.
What mine did, he grabbed it and swam off the point.
I'm gonna pick up on him and see if I can. He don't feel too bad. But they're hitting it weird today. Like, they're not running. He's running now, but like when they hit the bait, they're not slamming it. As long as they get hooked, it don't matter to me. I'm catching up, Ryan. You better catch you one. We've skipped your turn.
I'm gonna video this one.
You are?
Yeah.
Good. Good. Them 12 people that watch your non-monetized videos, they're gonna be in for a show when they see me. We ain't counting the first one because he was as big as my bait. Don't worry, I didn't get them on video either. They like they never happened. They was already watching before. Oh, me and Ryan have fun, y'all. Come here, fish. Open up now. I don't need no net over there, folks. This fish, he's got his mouth lassoed shut here. This fish right here, he's dumb as all get out. He's got his mouth lassoed. We're gonna bring him in like that, by gosh. Exactly. This fish was helping me out and I didn't know it.
Just for the record, he did that on his own. I didn't pay for that.
This fish is like them orangutans that can spearfish. He's learned skills. He needs to learn how to unhook himself here, though. I'm struggling with it. As tight as that thing's wrapped around his mouth. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Hey, calm it down 3 notches there, fish. This fish is so ungrateful. Lord. I bet he don't. He probably had an account and got kicked off of it. Now he's got a stinger hook in him now. Yeah, this fish right here, folks, he got canceled. He made a comment about the guys at the dam keeping everything and how they come across the border, now they've canned him. There he is for my camera. There he is for Ryan's camera.
That's actually a good shot.
Zoom in on him there, Ryan. Make him look a little bigger, by gosh. I don't know if his camera will zoom. Mine sure as heck don't.
GoPro won't do that.
Yeah, it don't work with the crap. Another good fish right there, y'all.
If you want a good thumbnail picture.
What is that? We'll see. Maybe I'll remember to get one after a while.
We've had the worst day out here so far. We've had fun. Justin went amateur hour with microphones. He wanted to put a microphone on me for his video, and he spent 45 minutes out here playing with Bluetooth. Evidently, he's a college-educated man, but he can't operate Bluetooth.
I can't operate technology. Ryan's over there telling a story on his video about me.
Bluetooth in college. Start off with that. I got him the best bait man can ask for. And now he's taking all my fish. Started catching them and not letting me catch them now. So I'm gonna go try to get me one. We'll come back when I get it. I'm not putting any more of his fish in there.
Don't expect to see him again on this video, folks. That's the last clip right there. Oh lordy, folks, let's cut us another skipjack here, get a fresh head on. I wish y'all could smell through the screen because my cooler stinks. I mean, it's rancid. I had my Ziploc bag in that cooler back there, and normally these smells don't bother me because my cooler and kayak always stink. But that's next level stench right there that's coming out. That's a different kind of death smell.
If you hadn't Yeti coolers instead of that little cheap igloo there.
I know, right? You got Ryan's over. He's gonna talk me into getting that $500 cooler. I've.
No, it would even match that kayak with the color scheme.
Listen at him over there. I hope y'all can't hear him because he's trying his best to talk me into getting that other Yeti cooler that I don't need. I need to just quit being lazy and move the other cooler back and forth between the two kayaks for whichever one I'm in. That's what I need to do.
Is it even strapped in?
It is actually, yeah. That's why I don't do it, because it's such a pain to undo the straps. I got that thing strapped down good because I don't want it flying through my back window if I have to lay on the brakes.
I finally got mine to where it's strapped in with the strap that holds my kayak down, so I don't have to have a separate strap or any of that. Maybe I'll remember to empty the bait cooler now when I get home.
Well, I've went out there and had maggots in mine a few times.
Yeah. Them get thrown in the weeds. I open them, throw them in the weeds, and leave them for about 6 months.
Look right here, folks. I just dropped that fresh head down and something's already after it.
You get another one, I'm payloading. I'm casting the rod on it.
Well, by gosh, get it ready because I'm about to. He let it go. You can see him right there on the screen, folks. That right there is where he come up. He's back. He's back again. He's got it this time. He's trying to head back over there toward my anchor though. He went the wrong. That one went the wrong direction, Ryan. No, he drove. He swam right past yours.
Looks like I'm gonna put fresh baits on.
He said he knew where the real deal. I just dropped that thing down.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said you got fresh bait on that one. That's the one that got hit twice. So
He's pulled me over here toward you though. This fish wanted to swim closer to you so you could actually see a fish today.
I'm not putting that one on video.
He's got my other line over there and everything. That's a better fish than I thought. I didn't think he was that big. Lordy days, Ryan. I'm glad he swam that way so you can see one.
Conglomeration is tied up in.
Boy, he's tied me in circles here, I reckon. I may have made it worse here, I don't know. We just doing all, okay, there we go.
That's why I like mono more than I do braid.
Oh yeah. That's exactly why I quit using braid, because boy, you'd be in a knot and every which way. For those of you keeping score at home there, folks, and I hope you are, my 2 rods to Ryan's 4. It's a good thing we didn't bet that lunch, Ryan.
I went ahead and put the other one out too.
Oh, you did? You got 5 out?
Yeah, I got 5 now.
5 to 2 here. Well, in Ryan's defense, I am set up right here in the old creek mouth where it come out. And you're, you know, a few feet off, so.
Well, I wanted to be beside you instead of behind you, so.
Yeah. Boy, he's taking off now. I didn't really think this fish was that big initially. This is a total surprise.
Blind squirrel, buddy.
The blinds, that's right. Blind squirrel and a nut. See, I'm glad this is happening on unedited. People always say, well, I edit Daniel's fish out when I fish with him. But by gosh, today, unedited, they're seeing me putting a whooping on you over here.
Well, it ain't over yet.
Well, it might be. If you start catching them, I'm gonna turn this camera off. We're gonna say we had a video malfunction along with the microphone malfunction.
It's done turned y'all way in a circle now.
Yeah. Yep. At least I thought for sure he was going for that anchor rope. He went that direction to start. I think this is going to be the biggest of the ones I got so far. But you know, here we are. We're getting a little later in the morning. I don't know what time it is now. I bet it's probably around 9 o'clock, 9:30. I bet you 9:09. Yeah. It's weird like that, you know. You get on you figure out when they're feeding. It's like they'll keep feeding in that time period for a while till something changes.
They think there's feeding windows at certain times based on certain moon phases, and they put a lot into it. I don't think it all works that way, but
yeah, I don't put much stock in the moon tables and solar lunar crap, but I know if I go out and get on a bite at a time period, if the weather's pretty consistent and water conditions consistent, it seems like it lasts until something changes. This is a dang good fish right here. This is a dang good one.
I'd give it 30 inches.
I bet you would. This right here makes me not as frustrated over all the technical difficulties. I was pretty irritated first thing. Yeah, buddy, this one here, folks, this one here is the real deal. I still don't want to bring him in just yet because he's still fired up. Okay, let's see if we can. I can't tell exactly how good he's hooked. Okay. All right.
When you had a net, that part wasn't there.
I couldn't fit him in that net. That thing right there, folks, that is a nice little golly whopper right here, man. And I'll tell you what I want to do. I want to get that bait. Well, I got that other rod over there because I moved it out of the way. We'll situate it here in a second. I'm gonna put you back up here in the front seat. Y'all take a picture of this fish for me, would you? Y'all bust out your cameras there. Get the flash photography. Boy, look at that, man. Boy, look at that, y'all. That's a hoss right there. He's got some weight on him, buddy.
43, 44 inches, ain't it?
Probably. He's well over 40 inches. I mean, Ryan, he's thick too, man. He's got a gut on him. On the head. That head hadn't been down there long.
That little fish riled him up.
It did. All right, folks. Well, let's let him go. We'll drop that head bait back down, and maybe we've skipped Ryan's turn a couple times now. Yeah, here he gone. Give me a fist pump for the golly whopper, y'all. That's awesome, man. I tell you, man, you probably could tell. For those of you, there ain't many people left still watching at this point, but early on when we first got the camera going, I was really irritated because technical difficulties just drive me insane. You know, you got all this fancy technology, why don't it just work, you know? It's just, we couldn't get the microphone thing, you know, and you fishing with somebody, I want y'all to be able to hear them. And I hope you can hear Ryan over here. I'm hoping we're close enough. We tried to get enough distance between us so we don't get lines tangled, but I hope he's close enough where y'all can hear. And anyway, I was irritated, but fish like that changes your attitude real quick, folks. That'll put you in a good mood. At least it does me. So let's do this. Let's get our head bait back on this side. I got lucky really being able to get them lines untangled there before we landed the fish, but I'm gonna send that head bait right back down.
Your one line dropped across the side of your kayak there.
Which one?
One of them was across.
Oh yeah. Well, I had moved it to this other rod holder to get it out of the way, but I switched it back down. I am gonna reel it up and just make sure I still got bait on it. Seems to be interested in the head bait though. Did your big one hit a head?
No, it was a
Was it? My body chunk's still looking okay. Send it back down, get reset here, folks.
See there, Justin, that boat over there out in the middle of the lake, he's probably got stickers on his boat. And this guy here don't, so he's trying to watch him and figure out.
That's what they do. They follow them guys with stickers around. Nobody watches them bass fishing live stream tournament things unless it's people fishing on the lake that they're on, and then they just trying to figure out the spots they at. That's what my bass fishing friends do back home when the big tournaments come to town.
I'm gonna put a big bait down.
You gonna put a whole skipjack or something?
Well, no, that's a little, that'd be excessive for even me with skipjack.
It might get you 100-pounder. You get a 100-pounder today, I don't care how many I caught, you win.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, folks, you know, I'm trying to put the fancy microphone on, you know, make sure you can hear. If I'm fishing with somebody, you know, I want y'all to have a good experience with this and be able to hear everything. Although, you know, when I make stupid comments, it may not be the best thing for me to be in an unedited video in that situation. But y'all know it's true. But yeah, y'all, hopefully before I fish with somebody else again, we'll have our microphone issues straightened. I don't know why I can't get them both to work. Okay, all right, he's got him a bait the size of his hand and wrist there.
Go for broke. Go big or go home.
Well, you better, because you behind. I got another one here. I got another one going down, Ryan. Oh, he come off. I felt him let it go. We got a stick over here too. Throw this stick over here toward Ryan. You know, all the wind's moving it along here. Oh, there goes the swan. There, I couldn't tell what the side of his boat said, but it was. He's moving so fast. That's poor advertisement when he's going. It's like a blur. See, if it'd slow down, then I could reach out to those companies and be like, hey, your logo just went by on my channel. Maybe they'll give me a little something. But when it's just a flash going by.
If not, I'm going to blur it out.
Yeah. They blur themselves out driving that fast.
Usually when I put them baits down like that, that's the ones that get beat to death by dings.
Yeah.
That's what they wanted last week when I was down here, though. They wanted big baits.
It seems like every time I throw out something, like if I throw out a whole skipjack or a half one, it just gets shredded by small fish.
Do you think those small fish feeding on that draws in bigger fish?
I don't know.
Just the activity and...
It probably stirs it up more as they chew and whatnot. Because here's the thing, I mean, we're using cut bait, cutting it up in pieces, but how many fish are actually cut up on bottom there that they're finding? Not many. Most of them that die, they're dying whole, and they're having to chew through the skin and whatnot. So I would assume them tearing the pieces up and stuff kind of does cause a little commotion, but there need to be some underwater studies done on that kind of thing. I don't know how you'd pull that off. You know what I'd really like to have is and it would be a pain in the butt to review the footage, but I'd like to have a 360 camera under my kayak, like just under the surface.
Yeah.
So that way when we're reeling fish up, how many others come up with them that we don't know about?
That are just below what we can see.
Mm-hmm. Because the other day I had a big fish that I was reeling in, and another big fish come up with him trying to eat the bait out of his mouth. And I'm like, I bet that happens all the time and you just don't see it.
That tells you they're in a feeding frenzy.
Yeah. When they're that aggressive. Because I mean, he followed him all the way up from, well, we're 46 feet today. I think I was 44 the other day when when I was out here. They've about got it full pull here. I'm hoping they'll get Watts Bar and Loudon at full pull here next. I don't know why it's taking them so long this year for. I guess because we ain't had as much rain here in the spring. You thought they'd be prepared for that.
Yeah, they're not getting any water in to raise it up. So.
Well, they shouldn't have dropped it down so far to begin with. That's why I tore up my trailer.
You should write the TVA and tell them they owe you for your trailer.
Well, you know, there ain't no sign up at that ramp warning people about the drop-off, so there ought to be some responsibility. I don't mind helping Ace out there, you know. He's trying to get his welding business established and all, and so I'm happy to throw him some work, but I'd like to not have to have my stuff damaged to be able to do it to help him.
Did you get that on camera? I didn't find
It's on camera, buddy. They saw you. Nobody was watching at this point in the video, but it's on there. You can go make you a short out of this or something. Boy, that right there is something I've learned. If I had a do-over again, I'd have probably never made shorts, because that's what's got me on them content thieves radar. They're stealing all my stuff and creating these fake accounts over them shorts. I feel like I waste half my life. Huh?
They don't steal it off the long form, they only steal it off the short.
Well, they steal my long form now too, but what got my channel on the radar was the shorts. That's what they started out stealing. And now they get my long form too. So in hindsight, maybe those weren't the best idea for me to do.
Well, YouTube made it sound so enticing at first, like, oh yeah, we're gonna do this new program and it's gonna pay better than all these other platforms.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, and posting them there, it did help my second channel grow really quickly, because I was getting in front of a lot of people. But it's like, is the time trade-off now that I spend all this time chasing down the thieves and trying to get these fake accounts removed before my audience gets scammed out of money, is that worth the benefit of growing so quickly? So it's one of them back and forth. I play the mind game with myself. But
if you wasn't lazy, it wouldn't matter.
Well, you know, and it ain't even, that's true. That's true. But what irritates me the most about the process is, like, I submit the form, Facebook's the worst, but like I have my logo trademark. Like, I've went through the government, I paid the fees. I mean, I jumped through the hoops to get the trademark. So when I submit a trademark claim to Facebook with government documentation, it should be instant. And they will deny at least 50% every time. That's a nice takedown right there.
Popped off.
It popped off. But it's like they look for reasons, anything they can, to deny you, just so they can leave it up longer, because that's the only way Facebook gets content, is stolen stuff. Nobody makes content for Facebook, and nobody ever will. And they're desperate. Did he get your whole bait? No, it's on there.
That was the head bait, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good takedown.
It was a nice slow pull. He must just clamp down on the end of it and didn't get the whole thing. They probably tasted your bait and realized that he was on the wrong channel.
Maybe I should have peed on mine and not just
Who knew you peeing on a bait would add some scent to it?
That's a surefire guaranteed way to get a bite. You stand up to pee.
Oh yeah.
Guarantee you a rod goes down.
Yep. Every time. It's a surefire way to know a boat's about to go by too. Because they're gonna get an eyeful.
I'm just like old Smiling Bob on the end.
Ever since I got sent them pictures of me a few years ago, a guy, he was way up on the hill and he had a fancy lens or something and was zooming in on me and sent me some pictures. And it wasn't like, you know, me with my pants down. It was just me out there fishing, you know. He'd recognize me and whatnot. But ever since then, I'm like, holy cow, man. If people can zoom like that, it ain't safe to pee anywhere. I'm going to be on an OnlyFans somewhere.
And not get paid for it.
And not get paid for it. And it's probably going to be a cold day where I ain't going to be at looking my best, you know.
Well, I mean, everybody's got their own thing they want to see, so.
Mm-hmm. You got any other trips planned outside of the tournament schedule?
Just, I'm trying to get to Reelfoot, but the tournament schedule's got it so clustered up right now that I don't know when I can make it happen.
Yeah, this 2 tournaments in May was really because ideally right now would be the time to go to Reelfoot, I would assume.
2 in June.
Yeah, we do. We got Hoover and Sandusky in June, don't we?
And then we got 2 months off, so.
When does that bite on Sandusky end?
It depends on who you ask, but I think there's so many fish in there that it doesn't matter.
Year round?
They catch them through the ice.
Oh, really? Okay. I thought they just moved in to spawn and.
No, they go up there and ice fish and catch them.
Okay.
I've had a couple people try to get me to come do that, and I'm not doing that.
Is that whole bay freeze over?
Yeah. Yeah, they'll have their little tent shelters out there and riding 4-wheelers out to them.
Yeah, too cold for me.
Yeah, that's what I say. But you know, I've never talked to anybody that went ice fishing and didn't enjoy it. But I'm not going to give it the chance because I'm not dealing with that.
Well, they probably so drunk when they leave the ice they'd enjoy anything.
They may not catch a fish, but they'll catch a buzz.
I mean, I ain't never heard of one of them leaving the ice sober, so. They sit out there and just drink in them tents all day, don't they?
That's about the gist of what I get. Most ice fishermen are looking for small fish, you know, bluegill and well, they got them yellow perch and most of them.
Well, the rods they use are about 2 foot long.
Yeah, and they just sit there and jig them up and down all day. We've disturbed them geese back there. Now they're mad.
Yeah, they're pissed off. They're gonna let us hear it. If we had the fancy pants microphone, we could probably drown them out. But we don't.
Uh-oh.
Don't even get excited. That fish wasn't gonna do nothing for you.
Yeah, he's still on there.
No, he ain't. He's chewing.
He's swimming that way.
You're seeing things. I see you're lying straight down.
He's going that way.
You've lost your damn folks. Folks, look at that line. It ain't swimming nowhere. He's trying to be dramatic. He's trying to be dramatic over here, folks. See, I told you he wasn't ever on to begin with.
Look at the angle in that line.
That's because you just moved your rod forward. He's over there telling lies, folks. Don't pay no attention to him. You can't trust somebody from Kentucky. You know, the only good thing ever come out of Kentucky was Winona.
I thought you was gonna say bourbon.
I don't care nothing about no bourbon, but I do care about Winona. You ever seen Winona in concert?
No, I ain't.
Well, she's amazing. I'd highly recommend her. I saw her last, I guess it was December. I think she come to Knoxville.
Was she the mom or
The daughter.
okay?
Mom died. They was going to go on tour together. I was hoping to see them, but the mom died last year, and so she did a solo tour.
Wasn't they sisters? I thought two daughters.
There is. That one goes to the Kentucky basketball games all the time. Ashley.
Okay.
Ashley Judd. I think she was an actor or something.
I can't understand them once casted out not getting touched.
Well,
I mean, you'd think that at least baits would have been picked on or something when they pulled them in.
yeah, maybe. I cast one out. When I was fishing over there, I cast one out and I got some bites on it. And the next day when I'd fished up the creek above, I cast one out. I don't think I got anything on it. And then when I was down here, I didn't even bring a rod to cast.
There's one of these creeks right here that's got a boat dock up in it. I think it's that one right there, straight across from you.
Like a public launch?
No, it's not a public launch. I called and tried to get them to let me launch there, and they don't do that. It's you got to rent a slip there and all that to use there.
Yeah, I had tried that too for where I fished at in the tournament. There's another launch that's closer, and I tried. It was private. You couldn't do it, so I had to make the run. It wasn't a bad run. I just, I hate cutting my tournament days short.
I did the same thing coming down there where I was at. I had a 30-minute run back to the vehicle and then a 45-minute drive, so. And then you don't want to cut it right to the wire.
Yeah, you don't want to risk it.
Especially if you're in the money.
Yeah. It's all you need to get behind a train stop or something, or railroad crossing, whatever, and traffic. That's gonna happen to somebody.
Normally I'll drive from check-in to my tournament spot before the tournament, just so I know what kind of obstacles I'm looking at.
Yeah, if I do go to Owensboro, I'm gonna fish right there close to where we're gonna be, since I ain't gonna be practicing all. That way I don't have to, that way I at least get to fish the full time on the water.
Day one, boat guys, they're gonna turn their fish loose there, so you always got a chance at that.
Well, yeah, if they're gonna bite again that soon.
I think they will.
You think so?
I've caught a bunch of fish that had a hook in their mouth where they broke somebody else off, and I caught the same bass in 5 minutes one time. I broke off on it, threw back over there, and caught the same bait, caught the same fish again. When I pulled it in, it had both the same lures, one hanging out of each side of its mouth.
Oh, I'll be damned.
And then, well, you got Dave, he caught the same fish twice down there in 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's hard to believe that big a fish last year. What did his fish end up going? 50 inches?
47 and a half, I think. Still the biggest fish in any of our in-person tournaments.
Yeah.
But if I didn't know Dave, I might have questioned it. But I've known him since I started this. And Dave's not the kind of guy that would lie about it for me.
Yeah, I don't really know him, but just meeting him down at our tournament, he didn't seem like the type that would try to pull any shenanigans. But I was surprised he didn't come fish the tournament this year.
I thought he might.
As good as he did last year.
If I guess the Ronnies didn't come, so they had a boat tournament. So I guess that's kind of his travel group, so.
Yeah. I really thought on tournament day it would take 130 plus inches to win. And I thought there'd be multiple people with over 120.
My best time pre-fishing, I had 129. So, and that was just, I would drag through an area for 100 yards, catch a few fish, reel up, and go do another. Just checking spots.
Yeah.
I didn't focus any effort onto one certain area or.
Yeah, I think that weather system moving through just messed with things on tournament day.
It's definitely slowed down my bite.
Because, you know, I watched Steve Douglas's video that he had posted, because he had filmed that video right up above me on tournament day there.
I think that was the day of our tournament.
Yeah. And you know, he caught some fish, but he didn't get as many that day as what he had got the day before.
His Facebook posted the day before, they had like 2 in the 60s,
Yeah.
a couple of 50s.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot. So something changed with the weather that I think just messed them up a little bit.
I seen that Facebook post and I said, man, I hope that's Justin's spot.
So, well, I figured you'd give him the coordinates. I was like, boy, here me and Ryan are. Now his sponsor shows up right there where I'm fishing.
Take you out.
Yeah, I saw him up there and I was like, I think that's Steve. But I'll tell you what, if it got to rain any harder, I was going to reel up and go up there to see if I could climb in his boat to get out of the weather.
Yeah, I'll not make the mistake of coming out in shorts and a t-shirt.
Yeah, I was pretty miserable there for a while. I was trying to hide it on. It's a good thing I wasn't doing an unedited video that day, because it'd been hard for me to hide my displeasure.
I kept telling myself, I'm not gonna let myself get like I did when I was up at Hoop.
Mm-hmm.
You remember I beat myself up that day.
I'll never let you forget it.
Yeah. And I kept telling myself that I'm not gonna let myself get that way.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna happen.
Hoover was pretty miserable too, because it wouldn't quit.
It would quit long enough to give you a glimmer of hope, and then
Right back. Oh yeah. Oh, no, he's back again, ain't he? Ryan's got one working that left rod over there. Is he on there, Ryan?
I don't know. He's gonna have to show me more than that.
You know, here's what I really expected to get last week, and I didn't. Was a flat. I didn't get a single flathead here last week.
I seen that big rock pile over there on that point, and thought, man, if that comes on out in the water, that would be
Well, you know, normally this time of year, I mean, I don't fish down here, obviously, but this type of place, get a creek mouth, bottom edge here, like I get a bunch of flatheads in these areas. Yeah. But I ain't done with the crap on the flatheads this year. And I just knew for sure last week I was going to hook a big one here, and I never did. Never got any. Not the first one.
I caught a few up at Nick and Jack when I went up there with me and Mike fished with Daniel. But normally if I'm in a place like this, I'm dragging, so you're kind of...
Yeah.
Your chances go way down dragging for a flathead.
Yeah.
Unless you're Mike, he went out once last year and had a double hook rig on, caught a flathead and a blue on the same rod.
I just have to believe when we're dragging, we're probably getting flathead bites and don't know it. And then they're let go.
Especially with the planter boys.
Yeah, because you're not going to know you've got a light bite on there that's just kind of, just a little bit of weight. You're not going to know it.
If you're paying real close attention, you'll notice the board pulling back farther than it should be. But I'm usually sitting there with my feet propped up, scrolling TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or something. So
Watching Kayak Catfish videos and...
Yeah, unfortunately, I have to watch those.
Well, you're a better friend than me, because I don't watch any of yours. Not that you ever put any out.
Now, I will say that these videos that you're making now, these 4-hour ones, I don't watch all of that.
Nobody does. That's a lie. Actually, some people really do. According to my watch time.
You're making enough of it, you're getting paid enough to make it.
I enjoy doing these more, because I feel like having to sit at home and edit, and I hate watching myself on video. It takes part of the experience. I've never liked editing, and so these unedited videos let me just go fishing, do what I want to do, and go home and be done with it. And so
people get the real experience.
they do. Yeah, I've talked about that quite a bit. Like, I just feel like these edited videos, you don't see the downtime that it takes sometimes. Like right now, we're in a little time period where we ain't had nothing going on here for a little while after those big fish. And if we did an edited video today of the fish we caught, well, we'll have a 30-minute video when the day's done, and it'll look like we just caught them. Boom, 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 boom. But it just, it gives people a false perception, and then they go out and sit there an hour or two and don't get bit, and they think, well, they're doing something wrong. And when in reality, it's not them doing something wrong.
In reality, they don't see the trips when they don't get to see the video.
Yeah, there's a lot of those too. Because I'm at a point now with me doing these unedited videos, like if I go 45 minutes and I don't get a bite, I just, okay, well, we're not doing a video today then. Yeah. You know, I may sit there longer, but I don't want to subject people to these long videos without action.
What was it you say? We ain't posting no skunk videos.
We ain't posting no skunk videos on here. But yeah, I mean, from a personal enjoyment standpoint, I like doing this way more than edited videos. So as long as they're getting views and people are watching them, I just assume can do it continuously. I had something get hit. A dink tap on that head bait.
I got hit on my big bait, but I don't think it's gonna hook up.
Me and you talked about that a while back though. Like, I think the edited video concept on YouTube it's just overdone at this point. Like, every type of fishing, every lure, every knot video, every catch and cook, it's all been done 20 times over. Like, there's nothing new. And so I find myself watching people, like I listen to Jim Cornette on YouTube, and it's pretty much just him telling stories and talking and stuff. And I've went down the Sam Sulek rabbit hole. You know, I watched him just to see what all the hype was about, because he's been doing so well on YouTube, everybody talking about him stuff. And I have zero interest in bodybuilding or any of that crap, but now I find myself, if I'm killing a little time before bed, I'm doing something there at the house, I'll put him on. It's background noise, you know. And I've heard people kind of say the same thing about my unedited videos. They'll have me on in the background while they're doing other things, and if I catch a fish, they'll look up, and otherwise it's just kind of playing there. But I think the edited videos, I mean, I've lost motivation to do them, because I feel like everything I've done. But every day I come out fishing, you know, I've got different stories to tell, because something's happened to me the day before, or somebody's pissed me off, or, you know, something. I got something to talk about. Or I find some sucker from Kentucky to drive down, catch me bait, and allow me to hook a microphone that don't work to them.
And I don't get the whole, like, I understand the video quality. People want to see a little better quality of the video. But the putting 5 and 6 hours into editing a 30-minute video.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know how they can sit behind a computer that long to do it.
Not only that, as a viewer watching it, I don't care about all the making fake birds in the sky.
Those guys that do, like, I rarely watch a fishing video. The only fishing videos I really watch are the ones where you make a reel or a TikTok and you message me, and I'm kind of forced to sit through it, obligatory. But the guys, yeah. But the guys who do, like, they're driving to the lake and they put the music on, and then they'll do a drone shot. I'm like, and then they show some birds over here. I'm like, you done lost me. Get to the damn point. Show me what you're fishing for, how you're doing it. I want to learn something.
Now, Spencer, the way he does like a clip of him fighting a big fish or something, and then jumps into his intro.
You hook, yeah.
I like that, because it says, hey, look, there's gonna be big fish here.
Yeah, he does a good job with his. But I rarely watch fishing videos anymore.
And I've been watching a lot of his stuff just because he's been doing stuff down south, and we got that tournament down there this year.
You're gonna be sitting on him. He's gonna go out there with a guide trip, and he's gonna see your ass sitting there.
look at YouTube and Facebook and see where people are catching fish at.
Yeah.
On a body of water they've never been to.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But I just think the YouTube, I think it's overdone at this point. I've just kind of lost motivation to make edited videos because I don't know, I just rather do this if people watch.
There's an audience out there for the edited videos, you know, that won't watch these. So I think a healthy mix is probably going to be the final.
Yeah, probably. And you know, I've got that second channel to put the shorter stuff on, the edited stuff, and it kind of allows me opportunity in the winter months when it's cold and rainy and I don't want to get out. I can sit there and take videos, these unedited videos. I've been making a list, like days when I save my video files, I've got like the year, the month, and the day. Yeah. So well, my hard drive, everything's in order. And like I'll make a little note sometimes, like, okay, I caught big fish on this day, or I had this unique thing happen on this day. So in the winter, when I'm sitting down pulling up old stuff, I can go back and just pull out those to make clips and stuff for the second channel that people want the shorter stuff on. Because I do get a lot of complaints about the videos being too long, but I'm like, this is my channel, I'll do whatever the hell I want. If you don't want to watch, don't watch. You know, just because I'd made videos a certain way for 8 years don't mean I want to do it the rest of my life. You know?
That wind blew me around and it blew me right over a pile of some kind of fish.
I wish you'd catch one. I'm tired of sitting here looking at you just kick back with your Crocs on.
Well, hey buddy, look. Everybody thought that rod rack was so I could have all them rods look fancy.
Footrest. Yeah.
That big Millennium seat and that foot crop, I mean, well, I put an armrest on here so I don't fall out.
There's been times in the past I've dozed and my head fell over and I've about went.
You wake up in one of those like you're falling.
Uh-huh. Yep.
In those kayaks, it's not as bad because you're kind of laid down more anyway. You're down in there some.
Yeah.
Or your Hobie, they're like that. You're kind of down in there some.
Yeah.
But this one where I'm right on top of it, and I've got this seat up high anyway.
Yeah, you set up high on the water on that thing. I wish they'd make that kayak with a rudder. I've gotten so used to my rudder.
Well, it's got the same bolts in the back as what their other kayaks do, but it doesn't have the rudder hole in it. So I'm kind of curious to look in there and see if it would maybe attach the same way, but I'd hate to drill a hole in it to...
Yeah.
But this is not even a fishing kayak. This is a husband wife go out and paddle around the lake kind of thing.
And as big as it is, it can't be that good to paddle.
Oh no, I tried it.
It's got to be like a barge.
We got down there in South Carolina and got in that really shallow water in them boulders, and I had to paddle it about from here to the bank over here. No, no, we ain't doing that no more.
I'd be curious to know their sales on that kayak. Like if it's, I'd about willing to bet that you've sold more just from you showing out how you've got yours rigged up than what they have for the recreational market.
Mike's actually the one that discovered it, and he's like, look, this would be perfect. And I'm like, it's a lot of work. And then he taught me into rigging his out, and then after I did that, I was like, well, okay, he's on to something.
Yeah. I mean, it is a lot of DIY to do what you've done there.
They don't make anything for it.
No.
But that's like your Hobie. I mean, most of the stuff you have on there, you made before they made all that stuff for it.
Yeah. Yeah. But I can't believe in 2024 we don't have a kayak that's like that, but with everything. I mean, I know a lot of the guys using the new canoes and stuff, but they're just piss poor quality compared to the some of the higher end brands, really. You know, the plastic's just too thin. I would have no doubts. I mean, my Hobie has thick plastic, and I have to add plastic every year to the keel up there, because where I hit these concrete boat ramps, it just goes through in no time. So if I had a new canoe, I mean, I'd be doing it every 3-4 months. I'd be adding plastic. As thin as they are.
As far as thickness and quality of the build is those Old Town.
Oh yeah, these things are thick. It's definitely the thickest plastic of any of them I've drilled into.
I'm actually proud of myself on this kayak. I haven't drilled a hole in it yet.
Really?
Yep.
Even for your motor mount?
Nope.
I'll be damned.
Used the existing holes that was up there for the handle already, so.
Huh.
Now I re-drilled my motor mount to match it. You're gonna have to set that alarm off, buddy. Them fish ain't gonna get up on their own.
Well, you know, maybe we had a shorter window bite today. Well, right on cue. I got one hitting on my head bait over here. Boy, we timed. Ryan, say that again next time I'm needing a bite here. Here we go.
That might be a better one.
Nope, he just let it go.
That's a lot better than one at all.
You got my fly wrapped around my head bait there. You conjured that one into existence, Ryan. Send it back down. I'm gonna give it a little while longer and I'll probably switch out my baits. $9.51. Yeah, we're right here in that time period. I'd expect to be getting some action. Is this weather? It's getting cloudy. Is the weather supposed to come in
Tomorrow morning.
Is it tomorrow morning? The wind has changed directions though, blowing out of this creek. Last week I was facing this way.
So that was my theory last week when I was down here. The wind was pushing the bait fish up in that side, and then tournament day it switched and was pushing the bait the other way. So I'm getting dink pecks, but just like that.
Yeah, I saw that and hit. Good thing you didn't bet me lunch though, because I'd already be picking out which ribeye I want.
I've already picked one out anyway. I didn't get no breakfast this morning. That's the downfall to camping in the van. There's no McDonald's on the way here.
Well, you're gonna have to rig you up a stove in there.
I can't use it.
By gosh, there's people making meth in vans smaller than that. They got stoves.
Yeah, but they can do it. I can make meth too.
Boy, if we don't get canceled for my comment about the dams, here we go about making drugs.
But I can't cook a cheeseburger, so.
We're getting me canceled today, Ryan. If I don't do it, you'll do it for me.
What are friends for?
Did you ever watch Breaking Bad?
Yeah.
Pretty good show back in the day.
Yeah.
I watched that, and then Better Call Saul.
That was the lawyer one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was my favorite character on that show.
We've started watching one. It's an English detective series. I can't remember, Frank or Freddie or something's the name of it. It's on I think it's on Paramount.
And they're like in England?
Yeah.
Well, Women are always hotter with an English accent.
I think the Australian ones do it better.
Yeah, I like Australian too.
What was that one that was in Days of Thunder?
Nicole Kidman.
Yeah.
I never found her real attractive. I hope she's not a viewer of mine, but I never found her real attractive. I did like Days of Thunder. That's a very underrated movie.
That and Cool Hand Luke is probably two of my all-time favorite movies.
Days of Thunder and Cool Hand Luke.
Yep.
I'd go Smokey and the Bandit and Porky's.
I ain't seen Porky's in a while.
It's been a while. I like to go a few years between watching it. That way it's super funny again. I watched Over the Top again recently. The girlfriend hadn't ever seen it. I was like, how have you not ever seen Over the Top with Stallone?
I've seen that one.
You ain't seen it with Stallone? He's a truck driver and an arm wrestler.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was your right rod there getting tapped. Yeah, we watched that again. Well, she watched it the first time, but I watched it again here recently. And they just don't make movies like that no more.
Your dinks have bombarded me over here.
Good. I'm glad they're leaving me alone. That probably means it's time for me to switch out my baits if they ain't messing with mine no more.
Oh, this one may have it.
You got one over there?
Maybe. If you don't drop it.
I wish you'd reel one in.
But it's that really big. No, he dropped it right there.
Amateur hour over there.
He's going back in front of it. Now he dropped it. That's a really big bait. It's going to take a big fish to eat that.
Yeah. But, I mean, the quality of fish that's been in this area recently, they could be one big enough to come along just engulf that thing.
He might still have it.
Well, your line's crooked. I guess he didn't.
It's definitely dangerous. I told you what had happened when I put it down there.
You predicted it. Normally your predictions come true, other than you saying you're going to win Angler of the Year over me. We know that's not going to happen, so. Your predictions ain't 100%.
They're not. I'm like the weatherman.
Well, you ain't that bad.
I just throw darts at the board and I still say they hit the bullseye.
Lord. I had no idea it was going to rain on tournament day. None. I was totally unprepared.
It was supposed to be moved completely out.
Yeah, I thought it was gone the day before. And then I get these people on my tournament video. All you do is whine and complain. It's just rain, man. Suck it up and deal with it. I'm like, I gotta quit looking at the comment box. You got one on over there, you just...
I ain't swimming with it.
You're just acting up. You ain't gonna catch a fish like that. I knew you didn't have it. You didn't have one on to begin with. You just trying to get me to point the camera over that way.
Johnson, first fish of the day.
Does he? You got one smaller than the one I had? By gosh, we gonna. I may not be able to. Maybe the little one just got eat. Tell him to swim this way so we can actually get him on camera. Whew, I was yawning, y'all. I bet the 12 of you still watching probably just yawned just then. I'm tired.
Oh, he's better than I thought.
I can't see him. I see some splashes.
Let's move this around here for Justin so he can see.
We're trying to get content here, buddy. Let's focus on my needs. Oh yeah, he's a better fish, buddy.
On the casting rod.
I'll be doggone, folks. It didn't seem like that big a fish there at first.
No, it just swam right at me. Oh, calm down. It ain't that bad.
It is, fish. Believe me, it is. You bit the wrong one.
You still get to be on Justin's channel, though.
Barely. He's gonna look a lot smaller on my channel sitting this far away. Okay. I don't think he's gonna measure up to your other one over there though. I bet he's 34 inches. I'm gonna bet 34.
He's gonna go 35.
Keep in mind it's closest without going over.
Oh, okay.
Bob Barker. Dang right, carrying that damn measuring board around with him. I couldn't. I used to do that for a while, but I just can't bring myself to do it.
Starving artist. Man.
Starving artist.
Both wrong, buddy.
What is he?
38 and a half.
You're lying.
I'll send you the picture.
38 and a half. That's bigger than the one you had earlier.
It didn't bite nowhere near like
No. That's a pretty good fish. Don't forget to put your identifier on there for your online thing. .38.5 inches there. Oh, I'm telling you folks, we're in some good, still in some good fish here in this general area. It's just having your baits in the water when they get active and work through, working up and down this ledge. I'm set up right here in front of the creek. Ryan's just up from me here, obviously, on this ledge. But any fish that's working up and down through here, they're gonna run into our baits. Hold that thing up. I want to see all 38 inches of it. We need to have your board checked. There ain't no way that thing's 38.5 inches.
It's still got my stickers on it where you checked it last time.
Well, that board's been all. That's why I got beat in the tournament, by God. There's no way.
You just don't know how to stretch a fish.
I gotta learn. I'm gonna have to get me a stretcher. I'm gonna switch out my baits. Mine's been sitting down here not getting messed with for a while. I'm gonna. Is on the head? Head baits. Boy, that cooler. Golly bum, that'll knock the socks off of you, buddy. That thing's rancid. It's a different kind of stink in that cooler.
It's like $2, bud.
It's what?
It's almost like $2.
I'm gonna have to do something with it. Smells don't. I mean, it don't bother me, but boy, that's something. What I done? Oh, there. Thought y'all lost my pliers here, folks. Lord Almighty, hiding them from me. Get that fin out of here. We're trying to keep this kayak clean today. Yeah, we're gonna reel these in to switch them out.
I noticed that about Daniel's kayak the other day. I've never seen a kayak stay that clean.
But I tell him, hell, he don't use it enough to get it dirty. He still ain't taking his new one out he got.
Really?
No. That's what they say about running a fishing business, you don't ever actually get to go fishing. Yeah, folks, Daniel got him, owner of Catfish Limo, he got him a new Native Titan X. If any of y'all interested in his old kayak, he had it listed for sale. But he bought that new kayak. He ain't even got it on the water yet. I'm gonna try to hook up with him there whenever I go down to pre-fish for nickajack a little bit. Hopefully I'll be able to fish with him, and hopefully we'll have a working microphone then. The only one out there in no man's land, ain't you?
Well, you can't get them if you don't try. I'm just glad I didn't backlash.
Well, it makes for a better video if you do backlash for me.
We'll
So
get another one if I keep casting them like that.
I don't want to personally backlash, but I'm okay if you do it.
What you're saying, you're okay with it. If it's me, it doesn't have to replace the line on my reel.
Exactly, yeah, it don't affect me in the least. That's good for my business. It's good for the economy too, you having to buy more lines, so everybody wins. You broke it. Don't know how the hell you break a metal rod holder. I'll be damned. Some of these guys, you know, you've got your metal rod holders mounted on a metal crossbeam.
Yeah.
So you're fine. But these guys I see mounting metal rod holders into their plastic hulls, I'm like, boy, you're playing fire, because if something goes, boy, the metal ain't going to break. It's going to be your hull that cracks. But you can't tell nobody nothing.
Maybe they got to learn it the same way I did.
Yep, trial and error.
Now my side ones down here are mounted to a metal track, but I did put extra screws in the track than what comes with it. So
yeah, it seems like a lot of them gear tracks, they're obviously not made for that kind of torque, but
no.
that upward force is gonna cost some people some tracks at some point. I'm off my game today, Ryan. I'm tired. I'm getting old.
Well, I'm not going to disagree with that.
I can't do like you and drive down here, fish all night, sleep a couple hours in a van, and wake up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. I just can't do it. Forgot to turn your camera off, didn't you?
I did. I'd rather have too much than not enough, though.
Well, you say that, and then you got to sit down and sort through all that mess at the computer.
That one will be the only one that's over 3 minutes. From the looks of it, you probably should just went ahead and put your carp rod out while you was here. I'm marking all kinds of stuff down on the bottom that ain't biting, so.
Yeah, it might be carp.
I'm sure they move up in these creeks and spawn.
I'm sure, yeah. I was getting them real shallow in a creek yesterday, and it was, I had to go, I ended up cutting down 2 rods. I was catching so many, I couldn't keep up with it. They were just in there thick. It was a good time. I had fun. I caught a snapping turtle.
Oh, Lord.
He ended up biting through my line, thankfully, because I didn't know how I was going to get him unhooked.
Stretch that neck out and reach down there with some pliers.
Well, I didn't want to mess. He wasn't a huge one, but he was big enough. I didn't want to mess with him. I am gonna take my carp gear up to Sandusky Bay again because I saw some big ones up there.
Hoover's got some really big buffalo in it.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Well, I may take my stuff up there for it too. I was gonna go up a little bit early for Hoover because I actually like fishing up there.
I'm gonna go early just for the crappie fishing.
You think it'll be going good there? And
it's the same month as last year, so last year's when I was just putting it on them.
Well, I may take my carp gear up there for it too then and spend an afternoon, see if I can't get some in Buffalo.
They say there's some in there that's 40 and 50 pounds. I mean, that's, you know how stories get told.
Yeah. Well, they grow that big, so I mean, they very well might be. That's one of them fish that people probably ain't going to catch accidental. You know, they're going to have to be carp fishing to get them.
Well, I mean, you caught a gizzard shad on a gulp minnow.
Yeah, well, and I've caught buffalo on a gulp too, but it's pretty rare. I've caught 2 gizzard shad in my life on gulp.
Did you see that video where it's one of them YouTubers up in Kansas or Iowa or somewhere. He was using grass and fishing for them gizzard shad at a dam.
Like hooking a blade of grass on a hook?
The snot grass out of the water.
I'll be damned.
Yep.
So you don't send me videos like that. You only send me videos of them crappy TikToks and reels you do.
Well, this was a 30-minute video, and I know you wasn't.
Oh yeah, I can't do a 30-minute fishing video. No offense to those of y'all that watch my 4-hour fishing video, but I can't watch that much fishing. I think editing my own videos all them years ruined me from watching fishing videos. It just.
How long have you been making videos now?
I think it's been about 8 years. Because I was posting a few there in 2016, and then 2017 I posted more, and then I kind of got going with it. So long enough that I'm tired of watching my cell phone camera, that's for sure. And if I edit, then I got to watch it to make sure I ain't left a bunch of stuff in, which I do all the time. So I have to catch it. If I keep doing these unedited ones, I'll never have to see my cell phone on camera again. It's great. Did you say you ended up going live on TikTok last night?
No, I was going to, and then the wind was all bad, and you wouldn't be able to hear nothing. It was just...
Well, you need to buy one of my microphones that don't work.
My lighting wouldn't light up my rods the way I wanted it to. It was the camera episode from this morning with the microphones times 10. And I refuse to be one of them guys that just goes live to be going live and talking to the people and not catching any fish.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to go live again. I ain't been live in months, but it's another one of the things I've lost motivation on, because these videos are kind of live, even though they're seen after the fact. Yeah, when I get home today, there's going to be an afternoon nap in my future. A little siesta. And I'm going to sleep in tomorrow, and I'm going to be a new man on Wednesday. I'm wishing now, though, I'd bet you lunch, so you'd owe me a steak before I rolled out of here today.
Yeah, we could have hit one of them places in Knoxville. We'll both be headed back that way.
Or you take 75?
Well, sometimes, but here recently, my last few trips, I have went up. I don't even know, it goes up past Watts Bar Dam on that road, and then I go back up through by Del Hollow Lake.
Oh, so you're going west.
And I don't know, it goes west to go east. But if I go up 75, I have to go east and then go back west again, so.
How long does it take you to get down here?
To right here is about 3 hours or 4 hours and 10 minutes or something.
Ooh, that's a good haul. How close are you to Owensboro?
From my house to Owensboro is 100 miles.
Well, that ain't bad at all.
Yeah, and it's all interstate driving, so.
You just gonna stay at your house the night before tournament?
I ain't made up my mind yet. That's early to have to get up.
Yeah.
I'm not a morning person.
Well, at least you'll be able to drive home right afterwards.
Yeah, I'm definitely doing that. And then that Monday, I'm doing absolutely nothing.
Well, starving artist, you better be filming something. You got a rod, that right rod right there, Ryan. Something's swimming with you.
It does, don't it? It ain't working.
Well, I don't know. You just took it a little harder right there. That's the one you cast out real far, wasn't it? Okay. He's probably come off by now. You trying to catch up, ain't you? Y'all, we're gonna have to catch another fish here in a minute or something. Ryan's going. See, as big as the bait?
Well, he's bigger than that one you saw.
Well, that ain't saying much. Yeah, you can go ahead and catch them. You can handle my light work. I'm here for trophies today.
Trophies on.
I catch golly whoppers. You're catching the golly. That's a small fish.
His golly done been whopped. Boy, his tail's all chewed up.
Something been after him?
I don't know if that's what it is or.
Too early for spawn. What you do? You put that on the board taking a picture too?
Yeah.
What the heck?
It's a 100 fish tournament. I ain't got but 29 fish on there, so.
You got all year though.
Yeah. But if I get all mine on there and put up a big number way in front of them other boys that's been in there all year, then it gets in their head and then they give up.
Oh heck. Oh, you ain't getting nobody's head with no 28-inch fish. If that. Oh hell. I gotta get your board checked. There ain't no way them fish is that long. I'm getting Ryan's board checked for next tournament, y'all. I'm gonna file a protest. As I spill water all over me. I apologize, y'all, if that wind noise is on the camera today. I tried my damnedest to prevent it with the fancy pants microphone and thought we was going to be hearing everything we didn't want to hear Ryan say, and here we are. Thankfully, I brought this old camera. Thankfully, it was in my bag.
What was the other camera?
This one's my GoPro 10. The other one's the DJI, which I was only using it for the new microphone because the camera quality, the video quality is better on this GoPro 10 than the DJI, but I don't know why I can't get both the microphones to work. I know with the Bluetooth you can only use one at a time, but I was plugging the receiver in, or the transmitter, whatever it is, so I thought we'd have access to both, but for some reason, folks, I either got me or I got Ryan, but I can't get both. Technology.
I could understand it if I was having a hard time with technology. I'm from Kentucky. Kentucky. I didn't even graduate high school. But here you are, Knoxville, Tennessee, in the land of the educated.
I know.
With a college degree.
I know. I know. I don't blame myself. I blame faulty equipment. It's definitely not me.
It's definitely not you.
Nope. Couldn't be me. It's never my fault on anything. But you know, considering how we're set up here, I mean, we've had a fair number of fish today.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, if one of us was just sitting here fan casted out or what have you, you know, it wouldn't win no tournaments. But
And you know, it may be if just one of us was here, the fish that the other one has gotten, we may have got that attention as they moved on. You know, they may have found our baits.
fan casted out some baits. I'm all about covering that water.
See, I want to put my baits right here, right off the bottom of this drop where that creek come out. Like, I want that spot.
I'll do that with my planer boards, but usually my two inside ones, they're right on it. And then the other ones are out in the channel and the other ones are up on the ledge. So I'm really covering the same spot with two of my rods that you normally do. I just have all these extra random chances.
Yeah.
Or that's how I think it works. It probably don't.
Well, as long as you got confidence in it, that's all that matters. If you believe in what you're doing, it'll probably work.
Over time, it's proven that they both work.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the mistake some people make with the planer boards is they just think, well, I'm covering so much water, I'm just going to go out and just troll at random.
Yeah.
And they might get lucky occasionally, right place, right time, but they're cutting themselves short by not.
And everybody's got that, oh, we caught a fish here that weighed 60 pounds. Oh, yeah, when was it? Oh, well, 11 years ago.
Yeah. Yep.
What time of year was it? Oh, it's dead middle of winter. It was so cold we couldn't stand it. It's 90 degrees today. They still won't fish the same spot.
Yep. Yeah, if their grandpappy caught a fish there in 1973, they'll fish it the rest of their life.
And I mean, if that's what makes you happy, hammer down. I'm not doing it.
Speaking of hammer down, here comes another one.
Yeah, they must be having a hard time finding their fish today. That one's got stickers on it, I believe.
Honestly, though, we haven't seen as many as I thought we would.
No. And they may have it limited down where only so many of them can free fish today and then so many of them can go tomorrow. I don't.
Yeah, maybe. Well, we're definitely, being a Monday, a lot of the recreational people probably at work. So it's probably just the pros out here today.
Or the ones that took off all week because this is their home lake and they want to fish that tournament.
Yeah. They proud of them bass fish though, buddy. They spend a lot of money to catch them 1 to 3 pound fish.
They're probably going by saying, look at these two idiots on these kayaks out here. Right in our way.
I had a guy comment on my tournament video, and he was apparently in the bass tournament that blew by me first thing there when I did my intro.
Oh, yeah.
Now, he left a comment, and I had to cipher through it because there was no punctuation at all. Like, it was just a flow of words through, and he was, you know, it wasn't like a nasty comment, but he was like, you know, it was safe light or whatever, and we have to deal with you kayaks in our way too, blah 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 blah. And I responded back. I was kind of a smart ass. I was like, if you ain't smart enough to use any punctuation in the paragraph you write, I don't know that you smart enough to be driving a boat 70 miles an hour before sunrise. I never got a reply from him. These people with poor grammar just killed me. That's a pet peeve of mine.
You and Mike.
Like if they don't use a comma or a period, if it's just 2 paragraphs of just words flowing, misspelled words at that, like I can't.
Now, I do use spell checkers sometimes.
You don't use it enough, I'll tell you that. Just from your messages to me, you don't use it enough.
Even my Facebook post, it's kind of my thing to have at least one word misspelled in every post.
Well, it's at least one every time.
Yeah. And then Mike's job is to come in and tell me that I misspelled it for me to tell him, hey, I still don't care.
I think Mike's done a pretty good job this tournament series, though.
Yeah, he's
getting money and running things. I think he's done a real good job.
It's really cut into his fishing time.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's the thing. I'm like trying to find out the motivation. Like, why has he put up with the hassle of doing this, knowing good and well it's going to cut into his ability to actually fish at these places?
He legitimately wants to see it succeed, though.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. He's doing a good job, though. I've been real impressed with it.
If he'd just quit docking me inches on fish every time I turn around, I'd be all right.
Well, I think he's probably realized your board needs to knock about 4 inches off every fish. That's what we've seen today.
He measured it.
I think he measured a metric or something.
DIY fishing guy there ever was. He's got a tape measure, but I have no clue if he knows how to use it. He kills me when he calls that quick square. He calls it a right angle.
What time on Sunday does the boat tournament hours? What's
I
their?
have no idea.
Is ours still 7 to 3?
I think so.
Because that's going to be, if we're getting back to the launch at the same time they're taking out, boy, that's going to be a...
Mike usually, when we have those, offsets it by an hour.
Well, that'd be good, yeah, just so...
Back before they do, or leave before they do, or what have you.
Yeah, that's going to be a ordeal if everybody's back at the launch at the same time.
Well, I'll have to be there at the same time, relatively, though, because all our awards are going to be on
The same stage.
yeah.
They have like vendor booths and all that up there.
Yeah, from what I understand, they're going to have some. I talked to one guy yesterday that said he was coming.
Is that going to be indoors, or is it going to be like a flea market type thing?
I think it's both.
Hmm.
I think they've got an indoor area and an outdoor area.
Oh, Ryan, I got hit over here. Call the news. Oh, this one tearing up my head bait. I got excited for a minute. I've had a dry spell over here. I think that feeding window shrunk today. Fish I've got's been good though. I mean, it's been good quality, just not many of them today.
You can't call that first one quality. You call it quality bait.
I don't even remember catching that first one now. I've blocked him from memory. Yeah. After that. Well, that's the truth. They ain't gonna stick around to see the big ones. They'll see that 3-incher and be like, this guy sucks. I ain't watching him. Yeah. This guy's 4 hours video and that's all he's catching. Yep.
From what I've seen, the way this lake's made, it'll be a good day to be a boat repairman down here for lower units and props.
Oh yeah?
Because everywhere you get out of that channel, it gets shallow quick.
Yeah, it does. On tournament day, I was coming out of that creek I had tried dragging in, and it's real shallow there on that one side, and this pontooner, he didn't want to, he was in a hurry, you know. He had to go around me and another boat, and he was trying to zoom up in there, and I heard him hit the bottom there with his lower unit. And I thought, that serves you right, buddy. I wonder if we ain't got I got one on here, right? I thought I did. It's gonna be another one of them whoppers, buddy. I bet he's eat the fly. Boy, that'd be fitting, wouldn't it? Boy, it is. He's on the fly. This might be a little bigger than the first one right here. Look at this, folks. Ryan's over there making sure this one gets on video. I ought to put that down as a live bait.
You should have.
That's a dang good live bait size.
I'll put it that way. We've got some quality fish. What is it, probably average of what, 2 or 3 fish an hour?
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah. Because we've been out here now 2 hours and something.
Oh, well, we've got more than that. We're probably doing 4 fish an hour.
Yeah, my camera says 2 hours and 41 minutes, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've got 3 rods suspended. He's flat anchored. I've got that rod suspended, that rod suspended, that rod suspended. And them 2 are just casted out in the middle of no man's land. And we're sitting right on this channel ledge. I ain't got my maps pulled up, so I'm gonna show it to you.
Tell them to watch my video. I showed them every damn thing.
Justin's video, and he'll show you
I gave them damn GPS coordinates out here.
Yeah, he's giving the GPS coordinates to this spot out here.
I'm making sure Ryan can't come back here next tournament.
I don't like y'all as much as he does his fans. All that. If you're gonna find my spot, you're gonna have to work for it. Maybe we'll see you guys with a bigger fish here in a minute.
You know what it is, Ryan? I show these spots, try to put these damn fishing guides out of business.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, all these fishing guys want to piss me off and talk stuff, so I'm like, I'll teach people how to fish so they won't have to spend the money to book a guide trip, by gosh. You know what I've always thought, and this is perverse for me to think this.
Probably might ought to just think it through before you say it.
Yeah, I'm about to get canceled again here. I done committed now, I done teased them with it. But these fishing guides, you hear them talk and they're always like, well, it makes me happy to see other people catching fish. You know, it brings me joy to put people on fish. And every time I hear one of them say that or read a post where they're saying something like that, I always think about them guys that likes to see their wives with other men. They like seeing their wife, you know, be happy with another man.
You ever seen that movie, Tammy?
Tammy, I think I've heard of it. I don't know that I've seen it.
He's a watcher.
That's what I think about them fishing guys, though. They watching everything.
Yeah, if that was the case, they'd do that for free every once in a while. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they wouldn't be. Yeah, exactly.
I do enjoy taking people out and helping them catch fish, but I want to catch them too.
Yeah, I want to reel my own fish in, by gosh.
That's like Floyd. He thought I was mad that he didn't win. I was like, no, I'm just mad you didn't get second. I'm going to win.
I can't believe it. Don't feel like it's been almost 3 hours since we've been out here.
Well, I mean, we've caught, what, 10, 12 fish between the 2 of us?
I mean, yeah, it's been several fish between both of us, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if we took all the fish we got, if we had individually got the fish total that we've got together, I mean, it would be a pretty awesome day of consistent bites.
We'd have probably been out of bait and had to go back and get more.
Probably. I'd have to go get more of your bait.
You might have to actually change your stinger fly or sharpen it more.
I know it. I gotta get some more of them things from Daniel. I'm about out.
Some, and I still haven't tried them.
I really like them suspended. Now I've tried them dragging, and I'd hope to maybe hook some flatheads with them. I haven't caught any flatheads, and I don't know that I really like them dragging. I was concerned I was going to be getting caught in snags, which that hasn't been the case, but it seems like I've got hooked a couple where they just come up and they just engulf that thing. And then I've got some where they've ate both the fly and the bait. And I don't know that I'm gonna continue with them on dragging rigs long term. I'm probably gonna try it some more, just keep experimenting with it, but suspend rigs, they're here to stay. I've caught enough fish just on the fly alone that it's totally worthwhile. I got a big one on the fly one day last week, actually, as a matter of fact. I think I was sitting up there at that creek above us when I got him.
That old guy over there is probably catching more bass than all them other big fancy boats put together.
I bet he is.
Little John boat guy over there.
Them guys with the smaller boats that spend time fishing versus running 70 miles an hour up and down the lake, they tend to catch more. If there's one good thing about this wind today, it might blow so much on the microphone that I have to scrap this video and I won't get canceled.
You should be blocking most of the wind off of it.
I hope.
It's coming from behind you, so.
Yeah, I hope it is. I got cocky this morning though. You was talking about the wind. I'm like, oh, I got these microphones. We ain't got to worry about no wind.
What microphone?
What microphones? Yeah. If I was better at YouTube, we could have just recorded directly to the microphones and I would have overlaid the video to it, but that's above my skill set.
That's edited, so that does away with the whole video.
Yeah, exactly. Can't call it unedited if I'm editing.
Next thing you know, you have to take beads.
Drones and I ain't doing no more. Did I tell you I bought a drone?
No.
I did. I got myself a Christmas present. Got me a drone. I thought I was gonna get me some thumbnails with it more than anything. You know, just fly that thing up, get some different shots. First time using it. Crashed it in the water. It's on the bottom of Fort Loudon right now. I got one picture out of that damn thing. And it took off. I couldn't get it to come back to me, and I chased it and I was in this pedal kayak, so I couldn't only go so fast, and it kept running away from me. Instead of running toward land, it kept going out toward the water, and I chased it till the battery eventually died, and it come straight down and sank before I could get to it. I was so pissed off. I was like, that damn thing, and I'd bought it for myself as a Christmas present, and I'd filmed out there on Christmas Eve, and I went down, I had family stuff that night, and I was so pissed off over that damn drone. It cut into my Christmas festivities. I said, this is a sign from the universe. I don't need no damn drone.
I just see you out there trying to run that drone down.
It's the fastest I'd ever pedaled. And I swear, the closer I got to it, the further it would get. It was taunting me. It was just toying with me. Boy, I was mad. I said so many cuss words. I said, if anybody ever gets hold of this drone, just snags it accidentally and the SD card's still good, boy, they're gonna hear some stuff that'll make them blush. I was so mad.
I would like to have some drone shots of me when I'm pulling my boards and got them all spread out. I think that would make a cool thumbnail.
You want to look ridiculous from up above instead of ridiculous from the side?
Multiple levels of ridiculous. That's that boat dock right there.
Oh yeah, that marina or whatever?
Yeah.
I thought you said it's over there in that creek.
Well, I knew it was one of them creeks. That's actually a long creek back in there.
I bet there's probably good fishing right out in the front of it, but you probably couldn't set up from all them damn marina boats coming out.
Well, I've not seen any coming in and out.
Well, that's a fair point.
Private, so probably couldn't on the weekend.
Yeah. Right, I'm cold. That wind is...
Well, I've got my Carhartt on, so I'm...
Well, I thought about bringing a hoodie out, but I thought, no, because it's going to be 70 degrees today, but...
It said 80.
Well, the clouds, though, and that wind, it ain't heated up.
Maybe that front's moving in a little faster than it was supposed to.
Well, I was wondering, looking at these clouds, like if it wasn't going to start raining earlier this afternoon.
It wouldn't hurt my feelings if I had to drive home in the rain. It might wash some of this slime out of this kayak.
It might wash that old soccer mom van you got, too.
We ain't washing that.
I saw you talking about wrapping it, and I thought, who the hell is going to spend $3,000 to wrap a van that's worth about $600?
Well, I didn't realize it was going to be that much. I $100, you know. And
You couldn't buy a vinyl sticker for a couple $100.
you know what I mean? I didn't think you could paint it cheaper than you could wrap it.
Well, maybe that's what you should do. Get you a can of spray paint. And
Get me some old rattle cans.
get you some rattle cans and get one of these punk ass kids under a bridge that does this graffiti and let them have at it.
Yeah, if you tried to pay him to graffiti the van, he'd lay down, wouldn't do it.
Give him an extra can to huff after he's done. He'd go for that. Is that still a thing? Is huffing paint still a thing?
I think they're huffing them, what, like you used to put in paintball guns?
Oh, the CO2.
Yeah, they're huffing those things, but they're not CO2. They're are they nitrous?
Nitrous oxide?
Yeah, they're getting them. I guess they make them in nitrous oxide now instead of CO2. Probably some kind of environmentalist tree hugger stuff. And they're huffing them. I did see it down there in Alabama. I pulled in a gas station. There was little green tubes laying everywhere down through there.
I'll be damned. Do people still do paintball?
I don't know.
I was into it when I was like 16.
I think they've moved into those little rubber BB guns now, the airsoft.
Airsoft, yeah.
Airsoft and participation trophies.
That's the world today, man.
And Fortnite.
So here's, there's people that's making a living off playing video games like that.
Yeah.
So I was up at the Longhorn recently, eating a steak, and me and a girlfriend, we had this server, and he was way too talkative. He just wouldn't leave, And so we kind of knew his life story by the end of the meal. But he was into gaming, and his brother worked there too, apparently. And he was talking about how good his brother was and how he might go pro. And I'm like, you gonna go pro what? But yeah, people are making a living doing these Fortnite tournaments or whatever.
Well, buddy, my kid's gonna be a millionaire.
I'm like, well, being a pro gamer don't sound too good if you gotta work at Longhorn on the side.
Starving artist.
Starving artist, buddy. He made it a little awkward because he kept coming up and talking to us way too much, and I'd got a salad with blue cheese. I like blue cheese on my hot wings, but one time I went to Longhorn and I used to always get Thousand Island, and they didn't have any Thousand Island one day, and I had to pick a different dressing, so I got their blue cheese. This waitress girl talked me into it, so now I really liked it. So now I get my salads up there with blue cheese. And this kid, he said, "Do you want some blue cheese crumbles on the side?" And I was like, "Well, sure. I've never been offered that before." So he brought me this little thing of crumbles in addition to the salad dressing there on the salad. And so I was getting a steak that night, and I was like, well, I'm gonna keep some of them blue cheese crumbles. I'm gonna stick them on my steak, because I'd normally put some blue cheese on my steak I cook at home. And he come back, you know, again, way too soon after our food had been brought out, and I had put them blue cheese on there, and he says, "You put the blue cheese on your steak. You're such a chemist." And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with this kid? Like, it don't even, like, what? I don't get it. It was so awkward and weird, and I'm not a conversationalist anyway, especially with strangers. It was very awkward and weird. You finally got one over there? Boy, that's a pulling right there now. Ryan might have him a good one over there. Turn your camera on. Tell him to swim around to this side so we can see something.
Get him around there, but I ain't making no promises. This might be a little much to try to fight around off them other rods.
Well, I'm gonna need you to do your best with it because we're focusing on my video needs today.
That's that big old head bait.
This may be my last video after I get canceled. We gotta go out with a bang. The takedown don't match the fish? Well, it looks like a pretty good one from over here.
It's a good one, it just ain't.
You got your hopes too high. Well, don't lose him before you get him over here. Sometimes them ones in tooth patch, the barb don't penetrate. That's pretty good to me. I mean,
just not what I expected.
Yeah, I saw that rod go over and you struggling there. I thought it was going to be a little bigger.
Yeah, he definitely thought he was.
There ain't no consistency in the bites today.
No,
The bigger fish have barely fought, and that one right there is swinging for the fences when he takes the bait over.
The way that rod went over, I thought he was going to be the 80-pounder I was looking for.
I thought you was looking for 100. You lowering your standards?
I lowered my standards as the day progressed. Come here, fish. Open your mouth.
Well, you know, looking at him like that, he ain't as big as what I initially thought, seeing him splash around there. I bet if you put him on your board, though, he'd be 40 inches.
Well, I can step. I don't know, I had no breakfast. I don't know if I can step on him after.
I think your board must measure in centimeters or something. You doing that Kentucky math over there to measure these things.
You're just so used to not being able to zoom in, you can't tell.
I catch them so big you don't have to zoom in. What you talking about, Willis?
36 and a half.
Oh, hell. We checking Ryan's board, y'all.
Another takedown he gave me.
I'm gonna have his board checked for next term. I don't believe that for a second. He's long, skinny but long.
And mean. He get you all wet. How many is that for me now, Justin?
I've lost count.
I think that's 4 more for me than what you've got.
Well, but we're doing a handicap because you got 5 rods to my 2.
Well, I didn't make the rules. Well, I kind of did make them.
You did make the rules. Yeah. You changing them as we go, too.
Well, I mean, that's the name of the game. I win.
It's one thing to make them, but then you change them every 30 seconds.
Show y'all the bait that fish did. I had a monster chunk of bait out there swinging for the fences.
Ain't much left of it.
No, the dinks have about beat it to death.
How long you gonna show it to them?
I'm measuring my bait. That's a good 5-inch chunk of bait. Justin's trying to give me YouTube lessons so some more of you people will actually stick around and watch my videos instead of just watching his and getting my entertainment. I'm gonna cut a new piece of bait and drop it down for this and see what we can come up with.
See, my audience is watching you go from a starving artist to just an artist. They're seeing it live, the progression take place.
Live and as it happens. Yeah.
Behind the scenes.
Well, it ain't live, it's a week behind, I guess.
About 2 weeks now. I'm a little bit ahead again, first time in forever. I mean, this has been the furthest I've been ahead in a long time.
Well, I really need to change that later, but I'm not even changing the bait at this point. That's 2 fish on that same chunk of bait, so I can't.
You think it's lucky now, huh?
It's lucky bait, yeah.
Well, I ain't had nothing go on mine since I switched out. I think that was another one. You must have been out of pee when you was done getting the others, because this one didn't get enough of it to put the scent down.
Well, them other ones was down on the bottom and it drained down to them is what it was.
And just soaked in it. Like Daphne the dog soaking my floors yesterday.
You was talking about her, you can tell when she gets mad at you. We've got that, I call it a wiener dog. I guess it's a Dotson or whatever. But she gets mad at you and she'll sit there and look away. She'll look away from you for just, she'll do it for hours sometimes if you make her mad enough. She's getting ready to go on the Slim Fast diet. She's getting way too fat.
How long does them wiener dogs normally live?
I don't know. I asked the person we got it from, and they said that they live a long, fairly healthy life, that their only issue was back problems. Now, that dog was also killing chickens that belonged to their neighbors, so they were trying to get rid of it pretty hard.
Oh, speaking of chickens, where are we at in this video? If we're getting canceled, by gosh, we might as well go all the way with it. Let me read you. I screenshotted this guy's comment. This guy was mad at me. I'm gonna tell the audience a story here, and I'll tell you all a story. Let me see if I can.
I was thinking, who you gonna offend with chickens in a fishing video other than the bait guys? I
mean, I'm gonna tell you. So this is gonna be a long. This guy wrote me. It's about 3 pages in the comment, and it was over 2 comments too, because he came back. He had more to add after the first essay. Yeah. Okay. And it's always anonymous when it's like this. It's user blah 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 blah. It's not like even a real screen name, let alone their real name. Get you a snack and get relaxed here. Again, this is a long-winded story. Just for the record, Justin, that guy's boxer was eating our pet rabbits. This is how it starts. Like, I feel like we've missed some details. And I have no idea what I've said to offend him in this video. Like, I couldn't ever figure out, like, what he's going on about. But anyway, just for the record, Justin, that guy's boxer was eating our pet rabbits. Just a couple weeks prior to the incident in question, the dog had come over and knocked the rabbit cage over and killed one of the 2 rabbits. When he came and tried to get his dog, my wife said it had killed our rabbit. He took out a $10, I assume, bill, and threw at her and said, "Go buy another one." So fast forward 2 weeks later, I looked out the kitchen window, and there was the dog standing over the rabbit cage that it had knocked over. Both rabbits were gone. If you're going to try and explain stories that have been put out online as lies to begin with, be sure to get the facts straight. Telling lies over lies with a nice and likable personality is so wrong. None of the other stories you touched on did not happen the way you said. If you want to know the truth, please feel free to contact me and we can go over all the stories that you're trying to debunk what really happened. I can assure you that facts are not what everyone has been told. LOL. And then, let's see. Maybe that was the follow-up comment. Here was the original moment, maybe one. Okay. I gotta tell us, okay, that was, well, he left too many damn comments here. I got pages out of order. So this was the original one, apparently. Please stop trying to tell a story about something you have no clue about. This good Samaritan neighbor had called a dozen times or more about both of his boxers down on our property acting aggressive toward our dogs and the kids. When the one attacked our pet rabbits, that was a boundary we were not going to allow. I wasn't obligated to just let the... Hold on, fish, I'm telling a damn story here. When the one attacked our pet rabbits, that was a boundary we were not going to allow. I wasn't obligated to just let the dog have its way until it got tired and went home. I got a dang story to tell, fish. He's pulling drag too. Good golly. This fish could have given me like 2 more minutes to... I can't figure out what the hell this guy's talking about.
Did you tell a story about something?
I've told a million stories. The only thing I could think of is that maybe I told a story about Daphne running off to my neighbors. But she ain't killed no rabbits.
And you didn't throw $10 at
no.
I know you didn't do that.
I ain't giving nobody no damn money. I can't figure out what the hell he's talking about. But I mean, he's passionate about it. He's wrote 3 pages here over multiple comments. I wish this fish would come on up here, by gosh. I'm ready to get this story out. I was going to tell you earlier, and I got so wrapped up in the microphones, I forgot.
Well, you mentioned get a hold of
This is a good fish right here too, by gosh. Nobody wants to see this fish. They want to find out about these damn rabbits.
Just cut the line. I'm ready to hear about it.
Well, if I wasn't so cheap, I didn't want to lose my fly and my hook, I'd do it. Y'all, we're gonna get to the bottom of this. User ABC123. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get my camera here and dry them off. He got me wet. I was already cold. Well, it should, but then he got me all wet. Cooled me off a notch.
It looks like the big fish of the day.
You think so? I don't know if he's as big as that one from earlier. He's still wound though. I ain't gonna be able to land this one quick. He's bit at the wrong time. I was mid-story. I mean, this guy, he wrote 3 pages, Ryan. He wanted to get his story out.
I mean, it's important to this guy. So
and he at least used periods and commas and stuff in his essay.
So he's an educated complainer.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think there's some double negatives in there, but nevertheless, at least there was punctuation. And I want to know, did the wife keep the $10 bill?
I would have.
I mean, who picked it up? If he threw it at her, who picked it up? Is it still on the ground there, possibly?
Where's the address at?
Like, there's so many details that were left out, including what triggered him to tell me this story to begin with, because I don't know what he's going on about.
We're gonna get this story on video.
Maybe he'll do a follow-up. Maybe he'll do a follow-up, because people like that, they always keep watching. They'll say they hate you, but they're going to keep watching. They never truly leave. Come on, fish. Well, I can't bring him in all green like this. No, I still wouldn't want him flopping around the net. I wouldn't want it. I'd spend 10 minutes trying to get the net unhung from stuff around here. I used the net in the beginning, and I was always spending more time trying to get it unhung. When it was time to use it, I finally said heck with it.
So I used to have mine on the back or behind my seat back here in a rod holder, kind of like your rod holder's angled up, and I just never did that to this kayak. So
this may be the biggest one of the day right here, Ryan. Lengthwise, I don't know if he's weight-wise bigger than the other one, but lengthwise. Oh, crap. Oh, crap, Ryan. Well, apparently I need to change my leaders too.
I was going to say we can weigh it, but you know, you can't weigh them if you don't get them. So.
Golly, bum. Now I'll never hear the end of Ryan telling me I should have had a net. I'll be hearing it from him from now on, folks. I should have had a dang net. That fish got a souvenir.
Oh yeah, he got the hook.
He got the hook. That damn thing will be on eBay.
He didn't get the autograph.
Well, I'll send him one. Dadgummit. That wasn't, I mean, that snapped my line too. It wasn't like a knot or anything. It just, I got another one over here, Ryan. I got one. I'm gonna do something with that. Do something with that sinker there so I don't lose it down the scupper hole. We got some more working through here, by gosh. These fish don't want me telling this story about the rabbits. I'll never hear the end of that net there, y'all. Never. He gets me all the time. Every time he beats me in a tournament, all I hear is, I'll give you some planer boards, Justin. You should have had some planers. Now he'll be on me about that dang net. That's a pretty good fish right here too. This one ain't as big as the other one, but he's pretty good. We just had some fish work through here, y'all. I'm trying to make them feel good about themselves when they lose one. I'm providing a public service here, Ryan. Here, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna work efficiently. I'm gonna let that one tire himself out while I get retied on this one. I gotta put another leader on right quick. We got fish coming through. I ain't got a bait down there right now. Trim a little of that line off. I should have replaced them leaders there. I've just been lazy, y'all. I ain't got no excuse other than just I'm lazy. I've been dragging, buddy. I was tired coming out here today. I ain't on my game, even talking wise today. I've been so tired. I can't imagine. I feel like this now. I can't imagine how I'm gonna be 30 years from now if I live that long. You just hang out over there, fish. You think about what you've done while I get retied here. I'm gonna go ahead and before I land him, by gosh, I'm gonna go ahead and we'll get another bait cut and get that dropped down, and then I'll just cut this other head too. That way we can switch out that head, because I'm sure that other head probably either needs to be replaced or he'll have thrown it off with as much time as he's had. Cooler stinks, y'all. I know I've said that every time I've opened it, but it really stinks. Like, that's a different kind of stench.
Like death.
I mean, it smells like death died. Alright, down that one goes. I'm gonna have to change the battery too here, Ryan. By gosh, we got everything going wrong out here today, technical wise. I'm about out of battery. Apparently. Okay. Come here, fish. Let me get this cutting board up under the seat there so we can... Okay, that's a good one. Not as big as the one we just lost, but a good fish nonetheless.
Sounds like a fish story to me.
The big one that got away, literally in my hand, got away. Boy, I've wrapped that thing around my pedals. There we go. Here, y'all, take a picture of me of this and right quick before my battery dies, and I'm gonna have to replace that battery and tell you a story about them damn rabbits.
I'd say we just start over on that.
Just start. Okay. All right, there he is, folks. Well, I mean, nice fish, but boy, fell in comparison to the other one there. They come along about the same time, though. I mean, it was just, they're coming through. There he goes. We got some fish. I mean, we've had some good quality fish out here today, right? Of these 3 creeks, I mean, I'm sure we'd have got bit at all of them, but this one here, for whatever reason, has been better for me than the other 2. I don't know why, but it just has been.
Last year, I pulled all 3 of these creeks and got 1 fish.
Really?
Yeah. Then when I went over and pulled the ones on the other side of the lake, I nailed them. That's when I came up with the wind. I mean, the wind was pushing into them creeks and out of these, and you know how you get thinking come up, and the next thing you know, come up with some kind of reason that you hit catfish or.
Well, you can justify anything in your head one way or the other when that's how it always goes. All right, down that bait goes. I'm gonna have to pop a new battery in here because yeah, I'm gonna pop a new battery in. We'll let helicopter man fly over because we don't. There, I mean, they're eye in the sky up there.
That's probably John Ratliff and them trying to get my spot.
Oh gosh, buddy, they've hired a team to steal these spots. Maybe they'll take a picture. We can get our drone shot right there. Well, y'all, we got the daggone National Guard or somebody flying over. We'll let them go by, let the noise die down, and then I'm gonna pop in a battery and we're gonna finish this rabbit story before we end the video day. We gotta get some conclusion to this story. Maybe I can get y'all to cipher through this mess. All right, folks, new battery, helicopters are gone. We're not uncut anymore technically, but by gosh, we're, you know what I mean, we're unedited, we're raw here, folks. And I'm wide awake and ready to tell it. You ready to hear the rest of the story, Ryan?
Buddy, I'm interested in this rabbit guy.
So I gotta figure out where I was at on the story here. Okay, so he says, I wasn't obligated just to let the dog have its way until it got tired and went home. Police department said that we were well within our rights to do what we thought was fair. 8 years since that happened. Lord, it's been a long time. This has stuck with him. But 8 years since that happened, and that fellow is still stewing over us, not just allowing his bully dog to have its way with us. Maybe Mr. Rice needs to have a reality check and think what he would have done in that same situation. Maybe if he would have been more sensitive to what happened the first time, instead of throwing money at my wife and saying, go buy another rabbit. Those rabbits were my 5-year-old daughter's pets that she witnessed get slaughtered by his dog. All your other stories are nothing but a load of bullshit. None of them is relevant. When you said that you were a travel nurse, I knew right then. Hold on, I gotta switch over. Again, this is an essay. When you said that you were a travel nurse, I knew right then what your agenda really is. Maybe we should just talk about what the truth really is. But instead, you and others are dead set on trying to make someone look like a complete fool and completely untrustworthy person. Well, just like that dog, some are overstepping their boundaries. Be safe, my friend. You know what I'm trying to say. I don't have a clue what he's trying to say.
Well, if think be safe, my friend. You know what I'm trying to say was a threat, but
I have no idea.
So
if that's a threat, that's minor compared to the others I've gotten.
So here's where I'm going with it. I guess this guy that owned the dog that killed this guy's rabbits must have been a travel nurse named Mr. Rice.
You think, okay.
Since you were a travel nurse, you automatically are lumped into that group.
I was wondering how nursing got brought into this.
So that's just my point A to point B conclusion there.
Well, you got to it quicker than I did, because I thought we've missed some major details in this detour.
Either that or Mr. Rice may have commented in the video or another video, and he's commenting on another video bringing back something that you never even seen before.
Well, I tell you what, I feel bad for Mr. Rice, because I've got a crappy neighbor that I can't stand. But can you imagine living next to this nut job here that's writing essays in the middle of the night on my channel?
Well, just remember, if your dog kills your neighbor's rabbit, throw $10 at his
We never found out. Who did she keep the $10?
I could use that $10, you know, starving artist.
Tell him to throw it at Ryan next time. 8 years since that happened. They had the cops out there, obviously.
8 years and this guy's commenting on your video.
I mean, folks, look at this here on my phone. Here's I couldn't even screenshot the whole original comment because there was so much. And here's the thing. So I got up that morning. I made the mistake, Ryan. I normally don't look at the comments first thing in the morning because it'll piss me off and mess up my day. But it was 5:30 in the morning when I screenshotted this, and it was 3 hours ago before when he had commented. So 2:30 in the morning, he's up writing damn essays about something I have no clue about 8 years ago between him and a neighbor. And I don't know what triggered him on that video. It was a video from a few weeks ago. Like, what triggered him to tell me that story?
You probably said something about being a travel nurse, and that's Mr. Rice with the mean dog that eats rabbits.
I don't know. I mean, I might have told a story too about Daphne running off to my neighbors. You hooked up?
Yep.
Well, this guy's clearly got a problem with travel nurses.
Yeah.
I hope him and his family don't get sick because...
Well, buddy, I hope he's watching this video because I never was a travel nurse. So come on my channel and let me know where that $10 is.
Ryan will take any click he can get. I block idiots like this. I can't stand them. I hope I offend them all so they'll quit watching. The people who are offended they never stop watching. They just keep tuning in all the time so they can be re-triggered. I'm ashamed to film that one right there, Ryan.
Talk about this one.
Yeah, that's what you get for talking about my little ones earlier.
We have got a monster. If Kayak Mike is watching, it's a monster.
I just hope Mr. Rice is watching so we can get his side of the story.
See, there you go. A typical travel nurse thing sticking together.
Is it possible this is one of my neighbors?
No, they would have said a lot different stuff than that.
Well, but the way, Ryan, but here's the thing. The way it was worded.
Here you go, guys. That's, I'm not even putting that on the board for the hunter fish. Let's get another piece of bait on there and send that back out.
So he opened, the opening statement was, please stop trying to tell a story about something you have no clue about.
Do you think he might have got on? So you know how when you watch a YouTube video and it goes off? No, because he said travel.
He said travel nurse. So I'm inclined to believe that this was actually, because I do get comments like that where they'll like comment.
The video clicks off when you're trying to leave the comment.
Yes. Yeah. And so they comment on the wrong video. And usually I can tell, like, if it's a comment for Richard Gene, the fishing machine, well, I know they accidentally commented on mine for him. But like this, when they bring up, when you said that you were a travel nurse, like, okay, how many other fishing YouTubers are travel nurses? Probably not many. So he's talking to me. But I have no idea. I have no idea what he's talking about.
I'll tell you what.
And he said, I'm dead set on trying to make someone look like a complete fool and completely untrustworthy person. Who is he talking about?
Just the fact that this guy has been 8 years stewing on this story.
Oh, yeah.
It tells me that this guy is like a murderer of some type.
I can't remember 8 days ago, let alone something that happened 8 years ago. Tell them we're filming a video, ain't got time for that nonsense. We don't take phone calls out here when we're working. You a starving artist, Ryan. You ain't got time for it. Yeah, but y'all, if any of y'all out there happen to know user IK, bunch of letters, you know, tell them to sign their name next to this crap. That's
what we used to say in jail. Put a name on it.
Put a name on it, by gosh. At least the people who come after me on Facebook and Instagram, at least then you got a real name. These people that tell me they get mad at me anonymously, I've had people, Ryan, man, I've had people tell me all kinds of stuff they gonna do to me when they see me out. I had one person one time threaten to burn my house down. Like, put a name on it.
I could use the insurance money.
Right?
I tried to burn my house.
I tell you this, Ryan, it is creepy though when you have like packages show up to your house, like they've looked you up and they bring it to your house. Like, I've had stuff show up in my mailbox that didn't go through the postal service, like just in there from people. And fortunately, you know, when there's letters been with it, sometimes it's like it's been nice letters, but you can still sell like they're a weirdo. Like if you're looking somebody up online, finding their address and then coming to their house, that's weird. That's crossing some boundaries. And here's the other thing.
You have a P.O. box listed on your channel.
I don't list it because I don't want to get a bunch of crap sent to it. But I have a P.O. box, but I don't advertise it. But here's my other thing. I've had a bunch of people tell me, hey, Justin, I was driving over such and such bridge and saw you fishing. That was me honking. And I'm like, that wasn't me. I wasn't there. You're honking at some random kayak fisherman. A case of mistaken identity. So then I'm like, I've got all these packages and stuff sent to my house that totally unsolicited. How many other people where they've looked up the wrong Justin Johnston online and they've got packages? I mean, they're probably getting some letters threatening to burn their house down and because they got the same name as me or something. There could be some arson cases out there where somebody has tried to attack me and went to the wrong Justin Johnston's house. I'm like, man, there's some weird people on this earth, man. YouTube brings it out of them. And I know every time when I get a comment like this, it's always the middle of the night. I know, Justin, do not look at your comment box the first half of the day because it's going to be nothing but that. I got to let my moderators get hold of that stuff before I see it.
Speaking of moderators, where's Pro Moderator being?
He's got him a woman now and he ain't got time for nobody. Too busy for me. It's bass fishing tournament season. He spends all his time with his other woman and being stepdad to her kids.
Don't that guy know we got priorities?
I know. Well, normally when he's single, he's the one talking all the crap. But now, you know, he's got her. And
his YouTube channel. I'm gonna go leave him.
He ain't got no YouTube. He don't do that mess. He don't do it at all.
I hate you, Mr. Rice Traveling Nurse.
I got so many questions. There's so of all that 3-page essay, there's so many details that was left out.
We need some of them people that track you down and leave packages on your porch for you to track down Mr. Rice Traveling Nurse.
I need me a private investigator for this Mr. Rice. God forbid one of these people ever knock on my door though with their unlabeled package and probably a comb over and 3 teeth in their head. They're going to be staring down a barrel. There's a reason I'm fenced and gated at my house.
Daphne the dog will eat good.
Gosh. I'll tell you, I'm gonna have to get me a guard dog that'll actually guard, apparently. I got security cameras up all over trying to catch these people in the act. But I've gotten quite a bit of stuff through the years, unsolicited. Weirdos look me up. You know what's gonna be hard though on this user bunch of letters is I'm pretty sure I blocked his ass. So he's gonna try to write me another comment as we got another rod going down. Oh, he let go. He swam long, you didn't even know you had one on.
He's not on there now. He's probably got me in all my other lines though. I know he got me in that one now.
But this old user, whatever, he's gonna leave about another 3-page essay comment, and he's gonna go to submit it, and he's gonna realize he's blocked and he can't do it. So then he's gonna have to go log in on his other account and type it out again. Because you can guarantee people like that, they always got multiple accounts. That one fella down there in Texas that had it in for me, I guess he's in jail now. He kept making accounts to get in touch to me.
I remember that guy. He started selling tackle or something and got busted with a bunch of stolen targets.
Yes. He had been allegedly been stealing from Home Depot and Lowe's power tools, and they found $1 million worth of stuff in his house. They had built an elevator in his house. It was like all the stolen goods and everything. I had looked him up a few months ago. I need to look him up again. His court case kept getting postponed, but he disappeared off everybody's live streams and whatnot, so I figured he was probably in jail. But he kept making accounts up, man. Every time I think I had him blocked on every platform, here he'd come again. I had him blocked on email, eBay, YouTube, everywhere. He kept popping up. Like, what a weirdo.
Well, that was enough to get me excited.
I don't know why. You ought to know if a good fish is going to be caught, it's going to be caught over here today.
Well, I got my line casted right there, so.
Good, right in front of me.
Yeah. When you catch a fish, mine will at least snag it.
Maybe you can catch the one and get my hook out that other one. I want that thing back.
Wouldn't that be something?
That would be something. Somebody will catch that fish again eventually.
I'm selling that rig on eBay.
But I tell you, whoever catches that fish, they'll know it was me because it'll have that fly and everything in it.
Babe, 3/4 of people fishing the Tennessee River's got stinger flies on there.
Yeah, we have started a little bit of a trend. That and the red balloons up on Hoover.
Yeah, now that's a real deal, right?
When I show up this year to Hoover and I'm using a different color balloon, people are going to lose their minds.
I'm going to buy you some blue ones just to everybody's attitude up there.
I would have never in a million years thought that many people would be using red balloons up there. After especially seeing me fish in a tournament that I didn't even cash in. It wasn't like I did good with them, you know. I caught some fish, but I mean, I wasn't close to cashing.
I noticed they opted for the cheaper option of why you caught those fish.
Yeah.
You seen them on the live scope.
Yeah.
But they went and bought the balloons.
The balloons. Forget the live scope.
Didn't buy that $3,000
I should have done the same thing, saved myself some money.
I went and bought the $3,000 unit and forgot the balloons. It's time for one of us to catch one.
Well, it ain't been that long since I had them other two, has it? I barely had time to get through the Mr. Rice story.
Yeah, well, we got through it. It's still a mystery, but now we know where it stands.
I don't feel like we do know where it stands.
We'll never know.
We know we don't like travel nurses.
Or Mr. Rice.
Or Mr. Rice. I'd like to get Mr. Rice's side of the story, though. And I still want to know who has that $10 bill.
If somebody can find Mr. Rice and get his side, I'll give them a $10.
You know, it's things like that, Ryan. Like I flirt with the idea all the time of turning my comments off because I hate that comment box. And my second channel, I've never had the comments on, and it does just fine. But then I'm like, if I turned it off, I would miss out on stories like that.
Yeah.
Like I would be missing out on so much.
It's worth the headache just to get that.
I mean, some of the comments, sure, they're really nasty, but boy, some like that, they just make my day. And it gives me material to talk about out here too. I mean, sometimes when the bite's slow, you got to talk about something. That's easy material.
Yeah, we don't have all these bass boats every day to post.
No.
Look how slow this one's going. This must not be very good.
He's side scanning or something. He wouldn't be driving that slow for no good reason.
If he's side scanning, I need that side scan unit. That would save me hours.
You couldn't go that fast anyway.
I can go a lot faster than I do now.
What's the fastest you can side scan? About 4?
I can do 4 and get a pretty decent image. It does its best at around 3.5, somewhere in there.
You running the Lowrance on your side scan?
Yeah, the HDS Live. There's a huge difference in this Lowrance versus the Elite, like what you used to have.
Mm-hmm.
There's a huge difference in the quality of the picture you get on them.
Well, that one I had was a piece of junk, so that ain't saying much.
Still crying about it.
I told him it was bad to begin with.
He's had a fit trying to get that navigation spot to spot to work.
Well, I thought it was my motor that was causing it because I had to replace the GPS in it, and now my motor works fine.
He's trying to pick points on his map and the trolling motor go to it.
Yeah, I mean I was having trouble with that too.
Veering off course or something, I remember.
Mm-hmm.
But see, mine works great when I hook it up and use it.
Mm.
You know, if I'm like we were talking about dragging these ledges, I'll pick me out 6 or 8 points and stay on that ledge, and I can take a nap and wake up and it's still on it.
Mm. Well, I'll just drop me down a dumbbell and put about 2 lines down. I'll catch all the fish I need. I don't have to fool with all that stuff. As long as I can land them without breaking my 80-pound leader.
That's why you use 100 in a net.
I know. I need to replace that leader, truth be told.
That's why I moved up to 100 because I'm lazy and don't like to retie stuff. Out here like this, I mean, it's not a tournament.
I'd caught a bunch of fish on that last week. I should have replaced it.
Tournament day, I'll replace all my leaders, you know, the night before. Make sure my spools are good, fill my line, you know, 40, 50 feet up. But coming out here like this, I may run the same leader for a month if it don't break off.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I'm bad about that. I'm the same way. My skipjack rig's the same way. Like I'll run the same rigs until I break off, and then I'll put new ones on.
So I've got to figure out some new jigs because he just turned it loose.
He come over here and got mine. Nope, mine turned it loose too.
I think this one might be on.
I told you not to think before.
No, he's trying. He's on there. I can feel him just shaking. He's gonna swim over and get yours or pull the rod down one. I don't care which comes first.
Well, send him over here. I'll reel him in.
He's coming that way. I think he finally dropped it.
He probably took half the bait before he did.
No, he's still swimming with it. I swear I think he's dropping it and then turning around and chasing it back down as it sinks.
Oh, he probably is.
I mean, it's not that big of a bait. Oh, I can see where he had a hold of it. I I'm gonna send them fish a request to get my money back. I had them paid not to do that to me today and only bother yours.
Anyway, you gotta get you some new jigs.
Yeah,
You was mid-story and that fish interrupted.
Yeah, they ain't got no manners.
Mm.
So my crappie jigs that I buy, I need bigger line for my skipjack. I'm running 20-pound line for my leaders, but when I go to flip them skipjack in, they're breaking it.
Breaking the leader or breaking the hooks?
It won't go through the eyelets of the jigs. So I've got to find jigs with bigger eyelets on them.
Well, I use them crappie magnet jig heads, and I normally run 15-pound fluoro. They don't have no issue getting through.
Well, that's what I've got, is 20-pound fluoro. And I don't, well, you've seen the size of the skipjack too. That's probably got something to do with it.
Yeah, that'll, boat flipping them in will do some damage, but.
I had to buy me a new skipjack rod on the way down yesterday. I messed up one of my other ones last weekend. I found a deal on a Fluger rod and reel combo for 60 bucks. And
you gotta get a lot of views to make 60 bucks.
Yeah.
You better film another video today.
Well, I've taken it out of the skipjack money.
Damn bait dealers come down here and robbing us blind.
But I do share with you, you know.
You did give me some bait today. I'm appreciative of that.
And last weekend I gave some stranger at the ramp in a pontoon boat some bait. So
you're a good man. I don't care what Mr. Rice says. Or user ABC123.
We think is the good guy, the normal one.
Well, he had a dog that killed a rabbit apparently and threw $10 at him.
Your dog ran into a tree, so I mean.
Well, she did.
Does your dog owe somebody $10 for hurting that tree?
I'm surprised the tree ain't sent me a bill, knocking some bark off. I had a car wreck years ago, and I slammed into a tree, and by God, the person who owned the tree, and I didn't knock the tree over, but they got $1,000 because I'd knocked bark off of it out of my insurance company.
Yeah.
Sure as the world. They sure did. Oh, he's over here now, Ryan.
It's a monster, buddy.
We've had some bites we thought wasn't no good, and then they turned out to be good.
Yeah, turn around and can't get the rod out. The one I wish I'd got was the one back here that just sucked that rod down real slow. That's the one. Small fish don't have the strength to do that.
How long we been doing this now, Ryan? Where are we at here? I can't remember now when the other video I had to change out a battery.
30 or 40 minutes left when you change the battery.
Well, folks, here's what I'm thinking. I ain't gonna be out here too terribly much longer. I'm gonna get some off-camera time, I think, with Ryan, just BS and talk about stuff that we definitely can't talk about on camera. We've done enough to get ourselves canceled today with my comments and all that, and Lord knows anything I say prompts the worst reactions out of people, like whoever this idiot with his 3-page essay we read. But anyway, had a good time today, y'all. Ryan Bort's blue collar life, blue collar fishing.
Blue collar life or blue collar fishing, either one of them will pull it up.
There's a lot of words in it. His channel, he's allegedly going to be posting more videos. He's a starving artist, so hit him up, check him out. You got it?
My video from today, the day after you post your video from today. So if we get any more fish, they'll be in mine that wasn't in yours.
Okay, so there you go, folks. A little teaser there. These people, they ain't tuning in to see the fish, right? They're tuning in to hear about these. They're still trying to figure out where that $10 at.
Well, maybe we'll get on another Mr. Rice story that you forgot about while we're just out here getting canceled.
We just might. If any of y'all out there know Mr. Rice, send him my way. I just want to hear his side of the story. There's two sides to every story. I guarantee, I hate my neighbors at home. I guarantee if you talk to them, they hate me too. Two sides. I just want to hear both sides. That's all I want. I want both sides, and I want all the details. So anyway, me and Ryan, we're gonna try to get ourselves canceled off camera here, and you'll see me, you'll see him. I don't know if you'll see us both in the upcoming tournament or not. He'll definitely be there. He'll post the link and all that to his tournament stuff. I may or may not be there, but anyway, y'all see me again on here soon. I'll see you then. Thanks for watching.